Hello and welcome to Floating Through Film. This is your host Blake, and this is episode 183. We are going to be concluding my series on Johhnie To this week with two of his rom-coms, Don't Go Breaking My Heart and Romancing in Thin Air. But before we start anything, let me introduce my co-host Danny.
Hello.
And Luke.
Hello.
Had to reenact the
reenact? What are you talking about?
No, we're going to be starting with Don't Go Breaking My Heart this week, though. And honestly, I love Johhnie To's rom-coms. I do want to say that at the front. It's kind of impressive how he is able to just step into the genre and make some of the best, I think, honestly. And I do think both of these.
I can't say that for sure because I haven't.
No, because that's what I was about to ask in a way is why are these the best? Because I feel like none of us are definitely rom-com experts.
Well, that's fair.
So why
in
are
the
these?
future maybe?
Yeah, but what makes you like them then? More important, what makes you like these?
I think what makes me like these is kind of it's tied into the quote that I read at the very first episode of the series about just whenever Stephen Tao asked Johhnie To his opinions on genre and what he thinks it means. And Johhnie To just said, I don't really care about genre. The thing that I care about is making sure that I have my philosophy, man's philosophy, the value of man's existence in my films. And I think that his rom-coms handle that especially well. His rom-coms to me are about helping his fellow men overcome this moment of their life and kind of just move on in really beautiful ways. It's very hard for people to move on, especially if you're stuck in the past on a past relationship, or if this instance in Romancing in Thin Air, if your husband literally died. It's hard to move on from that. But there is beauty in life still, and I do think that's something that his movies are great at showing in his rom-coms, is there is a beauty to just living. And I think we even talked about that in Throwdown. I do think Throwdown has some of this, it has this romanticized world that he likes to do in a lot of his movies, just this world that we as humans need something like this to get us out of our daily grind, and to kind of just rediscover the beauty in life. That's why I say I think that he makes some of the best rom-coms. Probably can't say that as a blanket statement because, yes, I don't watch a ton. I feel like I've seen a good share, but...
Well, actually...
Have you seen Anyone But You? You're not an expert then.
You're not an expert, dude.
Real rom-com heads are fucking exploding at that statement right now.
Oh, no. Save me.
No, because actually, what movie did we do? We actually did a rom-com. Oh yeah, we did
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes. So we're kind of semi-experts. We've
seen one movie for the podcast.
We got an episode in the back. What was two movies? What was the other one?
Phone Leaves, which doesn't really count.
That's why we fucking
That's barely counts.
You're it's art house, doesn't count. Classic art house divide. It's a good director. It's not a rom-com then, according to you.
But what I was thinking, anyway.
No, okay, but yeah, did you have anything else? Oh, actually, to go bounce off what you said, because you reminded me of a quote that Johhnie To had said when I was reading one of the interviews I had read with him. And they asked him about his rom-coms, and he said, quote, "Everybody needs in everyday life something to get rid of the pressures that we're all under, a bit of escapism. And comedy is one of the best escapisms. The comedies, the romantic comedies, are more difficult to make because you have to think of the gags and the jokes. But making them also makes you happier. It's also an escape for me."
Yeah.
So I actually think you can kind of feel that joy too, in just how he's approaching, how he's making these two.
Yes.
And that's where I would say, even if none of us are rom-com experts, one thing that's probably true with the normal rom-com, with almost all of them, versus what we're watching with Johhnie To is both of these are way more formless movies. They're actually very much about the structure of the first one's it's drawing on Rear Window and just Vertigo and Hitchcock openly, it's using those kind of things. It's the same reason you're kind of saying Fallen Leaves is not a rom-com.
Yeah.
That's the same reason these are not, you would say, not a quote unquote rom-com. It's a director having fun with the way they're making the film, and the writer too, with how they're making the film, not just using the
Fallen Leaves a comedy?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean it was funny.
I don't really remember.
there's funny stuff in it for sure.
Fallen Leaves is definitely a comedy.
You don't sound very.
It's a lot of dead humor.
You don't
It's
sound
like
very
the dry
confident.
humor, but
All
You're
of
like,
Maki
yeah,
Kar-
they're definitely. It's
No, all of
right?
Maki Kara's Maki's
Oh my
movies are
God.
funny.
It's just this guy because it's
Yeah,
about a
you sound
depressing
really
subject.
uncomfortable.
It's about a depressing subject, but
He's known for his deadpan humor.
Sure, guys. Sure.
because actually, where I will say one thing about that's way more true about these it makes these two movies way more just like traditional rom coms is, like none of these characters really struggle with money or anything like in that sort. You know, where it's like they're kind of in an ideal world. Of like just they can focus on relationships. You know, there's not actually real world pressures, even if they talk about jobs and stuff for the most part. Maybe a little bit in the background.
Well, there is
Compared to like
in
Fallen Leaves,
Don't
where
Go-
it's like that's like one of the main themes of the movie.
yeah.
You know,
Don't Go Breaking My Heart has a lot of that in the background. Obviously.
Well, yeah, like the
but-
financial.
Yeah, just the
Yes.
financial crisis in 2008.
and then kind of just going off that overall is like I think that's what also makes this interesting. It's like this is normally with rom coms you don't have a director that's like known for his crime movies, at least in the West. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like that's another difference where it just makes it
Howard
interesting.
Hawks kind of is close.
Actually, I'm glad you said
Okay.
that because I actually read a review on Mubi for Romance in Thin Air,
Yeah.
and the director mentioned like Johnnie To is very similar to Hawks in terms of like how he just like switches genres, like
Okay.
just like one movie after the other. Like he makes he listed off I forgot what movies he listed off, but it's like he was like similar to how Hotter Hawks did The Big Sleep next to Red River, and then His Girl Friday. Like
He also did Scarface.
yeah, like
which
all
is
these
crime.
different types of genres, you
Yeah.
know, with the same, and that's kind of what makes it interesting because it's not just. It's like the director's not just making they're not just making a movie to show tropes, which is like a rom com usually is. Like most people are just happy watching the tropes, you know.
Yeah.
But like they're actually trying to do something interesting with the tropes as well.
Yeah.
I don't know about Hobbs necessarily. We'll stick to Johnnie To.
Oh, I knew you were gonna start doing that somewhere, bro.
Because
No.
the guy who wrote that review is Adam Cook on Mubi, and he mentioned another thing that makes them similar with classical Hollywood, like kind of cinema as well, is how they both have to balance this like commercial side, at least on the surface, but then like underneath you actually see like a darker it's like they're a lot darker when you actually think about them. And he mentioned Douglas Sirk too, like kind of a classic Hollywood, even though I haven't seen a lot of
I haven't seen
Sirk,
I've
but
seen
like
one.
I know Sirk is like really famous for like melodramas that are
No,
like
I still need to get.
at the time he was kind of hated as just like a, you know, this kind of just like a studio kind of trope director of melodramas, but in like
Studio hack? No.
maybe not studio hack, but more just like he made these kind of melodramas that are
Yeah.
just like
Still feel
stereotypes.
like it still feels like people somewhat view him that way, although.
Well, I know like Kahir, some of the Kahir people loves him, so
Yeah.
like I know some people love him for sure, but
Yeah.
I think that's what makes these interesting, at least for me too. I will say I think I like Romance in Thin Air more. Just like yeah, especially
It's
I think
amazing.
especially in terms of like
They're
how
both really
the characters are deep. Like the characters feel like a lot more deeper in that one, especially well I forgot what the actress' name is
Sammy Chung.
in Romance in Thin Air.
Yeah.
But I think that's also because Don't Go Breaking My Heart, like, it's kind of, the point is that the love is, like, very transactional and kind of, like a lot of people compare it to, like, free market,
See, yes, I would agree with that if the ending doesn't still feel like it's having kind of a hopeful,
okay.
kind of optimistic ending. That's kind of why, like,
I can see that.
like Johnnie To, others movies where he's doing the transactional stuff, he actually like either kills the characters or basically makes them all look bad, like in PTU or something, you know. And this one, it still feels like he's like having the commercial like ending. He has to have the commercial ending where she ends up with one of the guys, and like, but that's what makes the movie interesting as well to me. Is also it does feel like that, like.
Yeah.
She even has that realization at one point. It's like I'm just like making these choices.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a transaction, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's not serious depth behind it. It feels like. So like to me, I still like both movies, and they're both really, really visually interesting too.
Oh, yes.
That's
another thing that I think I prefer about just Johnnie To rom-coms in general is, like, as we've kind of discussed throughout this entire series, he likes to tell his movies as visually as possible.
Yes.
And both these movies are done as visually as possible. There are long stretches of the movie where there's no talking between any of the people. Like, it's just a lot of, like, glances and just like them showing each other things and stuff like that, or just like performing for each other. I don't know.
Like I don't want to just have recency bias here, but like the guy that directed The Voyeurs must have, like the way these the how far the buildings are and stuff, like these kind of office like buildings, and like the way they're looking across from each other, it had very similar vibes, you know.
You think he actually watched this movie?
Maybe I could see it. Or cinematographer or something.
We're gonna have to interview him on the podcast.
Because also these huge windows where like only the characters can see. Like it's kind of this ideal world, right? Because it's like it's not natural because it's like you have to pretend like no one else is looking at these.
I heard people refer to like window shopping as like an adjective of saying like kind of how like I guess they kind of are treating each other, the characters.
No, I agree with that. I'm just turning like the style of it, like this kind of like ideal world where basically you have to pretend like these are the only two like people that can actually see through these windows as well, you know. And like even just the way they're like how like the kind of how you have to fit like a window in a wide frame, like that's what Johnnie To is like really known for. So like these like kind of the office buildings kind of fit with these huge windows. I don't know, it kind of fits just the style in general, so it's fun to see him do that as well. But I don't know, yeah, I definitely liked it. I like both. Romance and Thinner I think will be really fun to talk about. But also this one.
No, yeah, they're both going to be really fun to talk about, I think. They're really fun movies, so. Luke, what about you? I know that you gave some opinions while Danny was talking.
Like in terms of what? Like
yeah, just to like overall what you think about Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Oh, just okay, yeah. I really liked it. I really like both these movies, to be honest. They're probably like upper tier Johnnie To.
All Johnnie To's up to now. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, no, I mean I kind of said it, but like I really liked the way it kind of used the financial crisis and kind of like kind of treating the transactional love as kind of like a free market. Like you're always gonna shop for the best match or whatever, even if you are like you think you're content. And I think it's just like I don't know, like it kind of reminded me of the Edward Yang film Confusion. I don't know if any of you guys
have seen it.
I mean, you guys should. It's like incredible, but like it's like it kind of reminded me of that film, kind of like because that film's about like these like business people who can't like separate their business life from their personal life, and so they're kind of like it almost feels like a transactional in that way in that film. It's kind of like a similar setting, I guess. Although instead of a love triangle, it's more like Laurent, where it's just like a continuing chain of like people.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's
that's
so
my
good.
favorite type of.
It looks amazing. It's like it looks so good too. Holy shit! Damn, we should do that sometime. But no, I really like this movie. I like both these movies a lot. Obviously.
Also, another movie that kind of has that vibe, maybe different. Like that one, this one is a little more optimistic. I think is the Chantal Ackerman movie, A Whole Night.
Okay.
Where it just goes like one story.
Oh no, yeah, that one's amazing.
Yeah, and that one's just like all official.
Yeah. Although I guess none of us have brought up Lubitsch yet, in terms of comparing it to this movie.
I can see just the screwball aspects.
The transactional kind of aspect to it as well.
The love triangle.
Yeah, love triangle, obviously. But
honestly, I can see that. The only difference is like Lubitsch movies like always take place in these rooms, and the camera's like so close to the usually actors. It's just way more tight, so more intimate. This Johnnie To is like, these huge wide shots, and that's why I was like saying the spacing is like it kind of like how far away they are, especially in Don't Go Breaking My Heart, kind of fits into like his style as well. Yeah. And also the theme of the movie where like it is more transactional instead of like Lubitsch movies are kind of like they're transactional, but they're also very intimate at the same time. Like they're both. At least the ones I love, like it's kind of like. Both. Where this one it just feels like I read there was another review on Mubi. I forgot which guy wrote it, but he didn't like Don't Go Breaking My Heart as much. And at one point I actually agreed with it because he was like the movie is like more interesting to me as like structurally, like how it tells the story and stuff. But like he was saying like the character depth is really not that like you never really get why any of them are actually in love with each other. It's more just like they're in love with each other so you can get the story of like kind of how it's told. But like even from the very beginning, like she just sees this guy and they kind of just like fall in love almost. But like I guess that's like a rom-com like trope as well.
It is. I would say that.
But like that's why I would say Romancing Thin Air, like the character depth is actually more interesting in terms of like.
I mean, Romancing in Thin Air, I will say, I think is one of Johnnie To's best movies. So. Like just overall, I think. It's
that's why see. You've said that basically for every movie we've done so far. Like most of us has this problem when we're reviewing our.
I mean, they do.
So
yeah.
That's why it's going to be interesting to see you rank these later. And you can't do tiers. I'll say 1 through 10. Nah. According to Luke.
I will be enforcing.
But it always enforces it.
The order you pick them in, you better be careful, because I will take it as face value.
No, but I do not understand the love that I think her name's Gao Yuan Wan, and Don't Go Breaking My Heart is the main actress. I don't understand her love for Louis Ko.
Yeah.
But I do 100% buy and understand the romance and the characters between her and Daniel Wu, because I love their story. I'll just.
But do you love their story?
She chooses the right guy at the end.
Yes, but like it still even tries to redeem Louis Ko though.
Oh no, it definitely redeems Louis Ko. Or I don't think Louis Ko is ever like a terrible guy, and I mean he's not like a great. You wouldn't want him as like a husband, but I think
especially since like he literally never really sees like why like.
It's a caricature of the playboy, but it's also a very real way that a lot of men act, which that's why I like how Johhnie To portrays something like that. And I like how
sometimes it's not that simple, bro.
What?
Just like love in that way. Like
no, yeah, that's another thing that's why I think this movie is awesome. Also, is because it does like love is complicated, and that's something that Gao has to kind of like realize in the movie because she doesn't understand Louis Ko and how he can look at other women, but then she understands later on whenever she falls in love with Daniel Wu. So.
That is like one of the most interesting things. It's like her realize like that's to me something different than a normal rom-com where like she actually has this realization. Like, I'm kind of doing like the same thing, you know, even if it's like not as extreme as he's doing it or whatever, but like what I'm doing is not much different. That is one of the better parts. But
in any movie that heavily features a frog like this movie, I will love. Like, oh damn.
Oh yeah, damn. And then the death.
The death. This movie has real consequences.
Yeah, honestly,
man.
that is a real consequence. Because I was even like, damn, I love this frog. I'm glad he's here. You know.
I'm very glad the frog's
here. I'm glad he's not gonna die. He's just like a cool frog.
I'm glad he's not gonna die.
Of course, Johnnie To has to kill someone.
And it has to be the only innocent character.
It's the fucking video games, you know. Too much violence.
Too much violence in video games.
No, it actually does give the movie stakes, though. I will say that. Like it seriously hits. Like,
oh, it definitely hits. It definitely hits.
Like when he cuts that shot at the rock crawl, and you're like, oh my god, like no way.
You're like, please
I thought it was gonna be. I just thought it was gonna be like he's gonna fall close to it, you know, and then be like, oh okay, still okay. But...
No, but I mean, we could go ahead and get into the movie. So since this movie is fairly visual, it happens to me. It's long. Like, it's almost 2 hours. Both these movies are almost 2 hours. But they never feel 2 hours to me because it, like, just flows from sequence to sequence, just mostly visually. And that's... I think I'm gonna, like, love talking about these movies just because of how visual they are, honestly. Because, like, the opening scene to Don't Go Breaking My Heart is just... It's just you are seeing kind of just these pictures of Gao's life with her old boyfriend, and then her waking up to an alarm that just saying, "Wake up, my little fool! Wake up, my little fool!" Which that's another thing just about the movie. I mean, like love, like you kind of have to be a fool to fall in love. Shit, and that's I kind of love that the movie just opens with that little line. But we do kind of just see how she's living now. We see like the frog for the first time in this opening scene because she has to feed it before she leaves. But the real star of the movie is just this heartbreaking, like, really awkward scene, kind of her on the bus on the way to work. Yes. And Louis Ko kind of also watching off out of the bus in his car or whatever. He's just, like, watching through the window, but it does
have the classic, like, Johnnie To just throwing you into this
definitely.
Thing, like, you don't really know who these people are. And, like,
no, and it's, like, there's obviously, like, dialogue scenes here between, like, her and the wife, or I guess it's the fiance of her ex-boyfriend who is pregnant and she gives up her seat to without realizing. But it's just like so awkward, but it's just like the dialogue is not like a lot, but it's enough to make you realize that obviously this is like a ex-boyfriend that dumped her for this lady that he got pregnant. So, but just a very awkward scene that ends with like it ends with her getting kicked off of the bus by her ex-boyfriend because his wife just starts freaking out. I think she literally says at a point whenever they're talking about giving back the frog to him because he still wants his old stuff back. His wife just says, "He doesn't want the frog, he doesn't want you." I'm just like, damn, bitch. Say it like it really is. But after she gets kicked off of the bus, we do have these shots of Louis Ko trying to find her because he has been kind of following her or following this whole situation just in his car from outside the bus, just looking in. And it's just him trying to follow her as she's wandering aimlessly around Hong Kong because she's kind of just like dazed from what just happened. And by aimlessly wandering around, I mean literally like just wandering into traffic and almost getting hit multiple times. Like
Yeah, it seems like she's trying to kill herself almost.
Definitely.
She's just like walking.
she's
like,
she's very
no
depressed.
regards for, like,
She's very depressed in this scene for sure. And I mean all three of these people I think are depressed in this movie. So, but she does, after she almost does get hit by a car, she is saved by our last main player in the movie, Daniel Wu, who looks just straight up homeless right now. At this point in the movie, I think the first time I watched it, I literally thought he was homeless. So
he's giving off that kind of vibe.
I mean, the reveal later on that he's an architect, I was like, what the fuck? But he does like save her from getting hit by the car, and just kind of helps her by keeping the cars at bay as she picks all of her shit up. And I kind of love it because after she gets all of her shit up and everything, he just asks her like, "Are you okay?" Because he knows that she's obviously not, and then she's just sitting there shaking her head, like no, but then she's like, "Yes, I'm fine," and then she just like runs off. Kind of just like a really sad moment, but then we just get this amazing, just like transitional moment of Daniel Wu walking on the streets right past Louis Ko, and then we're just following Louis Ko now as he like walks into his office building for the first time. And now we get kind of the economic backdrop of the movie, you would say. I think it's Sean Gilman's review on Letterboxd that I really love. It just says buildings rise and fall for the love of a cute girl in this movie, because that's literally what happens basically. Yeah. But yeah, like in these scenes in the office, we're just getting this backdrop of the economic crisis of 2008. So
honestly, you saying that, like, not to interrupt, is that like this same kind of storyline I feel like could even work like more in medieval or ancient times, you know, with like it would like feel more believable, like some guy like building a
castle.
Yeah, building a castle. Like literally the mosque was like why am I fucking the New Delhi? The Taj Mahal. Yeah, was fucking built. A man was built for. Yeah, how did I fucking forget? The Taj Mahal was built for a
woman.
For his wife. You know, people are doing that shit all the time. Like it's not that unbelievable. Like it just feels unbelievable now because it's fucking like who would build a
building for a woman?
If it doesn't make profit, yeah, basically. But like in more ancient times, people were doing kind of that shit all more often.
Would you build the Taj Mahal for a woman?
I mean,
if I had the money.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It kept it more believable back then. Yeah, I feel like it definitely work.
There has to be a movie already like that. Honestly, I really wish there is. We need to look it up later.
An ancient rom-com or a medieval rom-com or something.
The Music Room. That probably doesn't really.
But that's not a rom-com at all.
I don't know why I thought of that. I don't know. I just thought of like the. Never mind.
You like just keep
rom-com and ancient times. I'm looking it up.
While he's doing that, the backdrop to the economic crisis is basically Gao in her office with Lam Suit. By the way, he is her like manager in her office. Amazing performance by this man. But she's just giving out her like manuals.
Princess Bride.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's not medieval times.
Yeah.
Wait.
It is.
Yeah.
Is it like
fantasy?
fantasy?
What else would it be?
Yeah.
Well, it's fantasy medieval. Yeah.
Fantasy medieval? Is that
Do
like
you want
a
a realist rom-com? Like,
yes.
It could work realist. Like
I want like
but it's not realist either though.
I want like
I
want like a Louis the 14th or a Louis whatever
fantasy.
Robert Rossellini movie would do.
See, that wish was fantasy.
Like, no, but I'm saying Johhnie To is like this is not realist either. This is very like
it's romantic. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Knight's Tale is apparently
okay.
I haven't seen Knight's Tale.
Lady Hawk.
I haven't seen Lady Hawk either. I've heard of it though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what Google AI recommended me. Oh, there's a Reddit thread. Romance movies or plot lines set in medieval times or fantasy.
But who's the main guy in Princess Bride? I know his face.
Shrek. Never mind.
Shrek is okay. It's more fantasy. Like you're, like a lot of fantasy is like kind of medieval, but yeah.
I'm just saying, I want like a Louis XIV movie where they're literally building castles for women, and that's the entire.
But
movie,
it like feels more like a Ross Lady kind of neorealism,
something like that. No, but in this little like meeting, because we have like intercutting meetings between like Louis Co's side of the street is having their meeting in their office about the economic crisis, and Gao and her unit are having their meeting about the economic crisis, and she had to write a report on it and give to all the board members, and her report is all doom and gloom about like a big meltdown happening, and we obviously see that she's right. Because this movie takes place 3 years after proving her correct. But I just kind of love it because the reaction from the board members is just like, what are you doing? Like, we can't say this to our like to the people that give us money. What are they gonna do? They're gonna take it all back. Like, who's gonna cover this? Is it gonna be you? And they like point to Lamb. So he's like, what? No, not me. I can't do that. And then I just love it because he just starts grabbing back all the papers. And he goes like, no. He just says, no big meltdown, no depression, no once in a century. Okay, we can change the cover to sunsets and autumn leaves, something milder. So they're just putting their head in the sand, obviously. But we do at this moment after like she kind of gets scolded for giving this report out, we do get Louis Co finally putting up the smiley face post-its on his side of the building because they're also having a bad time on their side too. So he just decides to start putting up these smiley faces for her. And we do, as he is like putting up those smiley faces, we see inside his office, his boss looking at the screen, and it's just the stock market going down. And his boss just faints right there. And then we just get like this great shot. Like, these are just going to be the start of like this opening scene in these buildings. Just going to be the start of just some amazing shots. Just them like watching each other across the ways because she notices the face over there, obviously, but then she also notices the man that just fainted and then having to revive him, resuscitate him. So,
and I will say like this is what makes it like the movie a little more like reflexive in a way of because like. This distancing of like what part the buildings are and like the way she's fallen in love with him is almost exactly how us as a viewer are kind of like basically in rom-coms like apply tropes to our heroes, you know, like oh he's saving this guy like who's like choking across like the way she's watching literally like a movie almost, you know, but like she doesn't actually know this guy, but she falls in love with him like, just by how she's watching him. Exactly. And then the way like he has a post-it notes and stuff. And so the other like probably the middle third of the movie is kind of just like him showing the real him, you know, after they do like before they actually even really meet. Really, he already shows like who he is in a way, but it's funny because it's more complicated because then it's like. He says he's also been like watching her for a long time even before this, but he's doing the same thing. Like he's never actually got to know her. He's still watching her just from a distance and like falling in love with her. You know,
falling in love with like the image that you have in your head.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, actually, that's what both these movies also have in common too.
No, they do.
Especially that kind of movie. Like that's why I feel like he's involving the viewer too. Like because that's what we do. Like way we identify with characters when we watch, especially rom-coms. You know, or like romances in general. Where you want to identify with the heroes, and so like in the movie they're also doing that, especially in Romancing in Thin Air. You know?
Oh, definitely.
But like even in this one, you know, in a way.
Romancing in Thin Air, I don't know if the entire thing could be his movie that we're just watching. You know, it could all be the.
I mean, it is a movie that we're all.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, it could just all be the movie, the fake movie in the movie. Like you're saying, it is a fake movie. Wait, you're saying that even the movie we watch is also a movie made by Louis Co. Yeah, if you want to call Johhnie To Louis Co. Yeah. Okay, if you want to call Johhnie To Louis Co.
I'm so confused.
He's saying the movie we also watched was like a movie made by the character Louis Co.
The entire movie is just this fake romance.
So basically, he made two movies.
He made a movie within a movie within a movie.
And we watched. The second movie he made.
Luke's eyes literally just did that gif. Like did the little like doing Matthew McConaughey gif.
It stresses me out. There's too much moving parts there.
We can move on. We can get back to the movie. So after we have that scene of them just like watching each other from across the ways, we do get a cut to the night, and Gao is in the liquor store and meets Daniel again in there, just loading his cart up with just booze. And she sees him obviously, and goes like, "Oh my god, so happy to meet you, or so happy to see you again." And she says, "Don't buy this booze. I have a shit ton of free samples, like free wine samples that my ex-boyfriend left, and I'll just give them to you for free because I need to get rid of them." He's like bet basically, because he just starts putting all the alcohol back up. And then
this is where it's like, I mean, there's probably no women listening to this, but if you are, just don't do this to, like, if you see, like, a kind of homeless-looking guy in a liquor store, like, stuffing alcohol in his cart, like, don't be like, "Hey, I have some free alcohol, you want to come to, I can give
don't
you...
spend your money.
We can go meet at this, like, alley over here."
It's not an alley, it's not an alley.
This spot where, like, no other person ever comes by, like...
It's a beautiful spot.
It is a beautiful spot.
This is the type of Riz you don't know about, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, I mean, yeah, he may look ugly on the surface, but she must know, like, he's got potential or something. Because
okay, he's not ugly.
well, he's supposed to be in this scene. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's playing it off like he's ugly. That's what I'm like. You can't do like women don't do this in real life. Like, he's got way bigger issues. He's not around like.
She has to pay this man back though. He saved he saved her life.
That is true.
Let's pay him back by
don't do that. Do it a different way. Yeah, do it a different way. Just don't do it that way.
It is great though. Yeah. It's a great scene of her just bringing all the wine to him,
and he's like picking through everything.
I think it's like King George something. It's like King George Park or something like that. It's just like this little tree just coming out of the stairs. Like, I love it. But after she brings the booze and he just starts drinking it, she says, "Oh, you want to take the rest of my extra stuff?" And he just goes like, "Yeah, bring it."
Okay, wait. You forgot the funniest thing where he hands her the bottle that has the picture of
of her and her husband.
Yeah. And he's like, "We got this for our second wedding anniversary," and then he just immediately chugs it like,
and tosses in the trash.
He isn't gonna
Well, these are like great scenes here of just like him helping her get over this her past basically, because this is what you have to do. And
it's
I think
the makeover scene, you know.
It is the makeover scene. Well, it's kind of like something we talked about in Throwdown too, I think, and personally I think, because it's like you need other people to help you through these times in your life, to like just show you the way to do it almost. Because that's what both of these people are doing right here. Because like he's obviously depressed and going through some real shit, or else he wouldn't be an alcoholic. And then she's also like super depressed because she can't get over her boyfriend. They they both help each other in this scene, just kind of like get over that, or in these scenes, I would say. But yeah, like she asks if he wants the other stuff. He says bring it. Get the great scene of him just going through everything, throwing all the pictures and clothes in the trash, and then just like taking all the other shit.
Yeah.
And we have just this quick scene of her asking like, "Oh, do you want a frog too? Like, my ex has it." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take the frog. Whatever. Bring it tomorrow night." And then it's just a hard cut to the next night, where he's just staring at the frog, and he's like, "It's beautiful."
I mean, it is a beautiful frog.
It is a beautiful frog, and she's like, "No, it's ugly." But I do love this scene because this is just more of him just helping her get over her past life, because he gives her $4,000 from all the shit that he just sold for her from her ex, and she's like, "You sold it all? Like, what are you doing?" But he has this great line, just like, "Okay, you have to spend it all tonight because we have to start fresh and new tomorrow. Like, you can't take any of this money with you into your new life, basically." So we do get what Danny called the makeover scenes. Just like she literally gets a makeover, gets a haircut, they go shopping for clothes.
All the while he's still looking homeless as hell.
Yes, sir. He looks homeless as hell his entire time, which is why what happens in the dinner scene is kind of... It was a shock to me whenever I first watched it, because like they're just talking at dinner and telling each other about their lives, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm an architect."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What? You're not just homeless?" Like,
yeah, no. And then like, yeah, it doesn't really like and then like his apartment too. It's like it's still super nice.
Do they go to his apartment?
Yeah, we see it at some point.
I mean, he's an architect.
He is.
Yeah, but like he hasn't worked in. But like it's still. You think he'd look a little better. Like,
that's true.
No, it's definitely just trying to play up the kind of dichotomy, you know,
like she's falling in love with this man for kind of the right reasons in a rom-com, you would say. That's
why it's like, that's where I'm saying like, it doesn't want to touch the class parts, like maybe like something like Fallen Leaves does, because it's like. He's still like an architect that's like really successful. Like it's not a bad like choice. Like I mean, even class wise, like it would make it more interesting like if he was lower class or something, you know. At least, maybe. But of course, like he's still like you're saying, like that's why I feel like it's still a little off because like it's trying to have like he's like the right choice, but he's also like the, he's the. I don't know.
He's the right choice
trope,
in all
like,
ways.
What movies have this where like the princess goes and marries like a lower class person instead of like the right
Donkey skin.
The Fun, the Luck,
Well,
and
it's
the
a
Tycoon.
prince that marries no.
It could be the other way works too. You know what I'm talking. Where basically
Well, actually,
they marry
Donkey Skin,
lower class instead of like
the
their
princess
own
that
some royalty.
becomes poor and ugly and ugly.
Johhnie To.
And then the prince marries her, and then she becomes the prince. Like, never mind.
I don't know why I can't think of a movie.
Johhnie To's the Fun,
Donkey
the
Skin
Luck, and the
kind of
Tycoon.
counts, but
Johhnie To's the Fun, the Luck, and the Tycoon literally is that because Chow Yun-fat's the biggest tycoon in Hong Kong, and he falls in love with a poor girl.
There you go. See?
And gives up everything for her.
So like, it wants you to be like, oh, like she's having to give up.
The Frank Borzage movie, I've Always Loved You.
I've always loved you.
It's a great film. You actually might.
They
like
don't fall in
it.
love at the end, do they? I mean, they don't.
That's
end up
a different
together,
movie.
Right?
It's a different movie than what we did on the podcast.
Okay.
You think it's happened one night?
She chooses the.
They're all once you've seen one, you've seen
She's
them all.
torn between the farmer boy and the successful concert pianist. It's
Wait.
really good.
I do like a piano movie. I like
Johnnie To has another one
piano
of these.
movies.
Oh, then you're gonna like that one.
Johnnie To's
Maybe.
Love on a
You're not
Diet
a
is the same.
Wait,
Johnnie To's Love on a Diet is also the same.
okay.
She gives up I think it's Love on the Diet, where she gives up her piano boyfriend to be with Fat Andy Law.
So that's like a fast
The Smiling
situation.
Lieutenant,
Like the right choice or like the wrong outside choice. Basically.
Well, the Smiling Lieutenant is kind of like it's like an opposite thing where
basically
he
what
takes
the problem in this movie.
he takes the princess over like the more poor musician. I like reluctantly. You
Yeah,
could say.
yeah.
It's like kind of a.
But that's the tension of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like playing on that tension. At least.
Yeah.
This one like it doesn't want to involve that tension at all. Is basically what I'm saying. Like basically once he shaves, you're like, oh, this guy's an amazing candidate. Like he's a way better candidate. All he has to do is shave a little bit. Like he starts like his first fucking building after he comes back is like a fucking skyscraper in honor of a girl.
No, he's a perfect man.
Yeah, exactly. All you do is shave. Like he doesn't even look that bad. Like the jacket's kind of fire, honestly. But
Yeah.
I think that
he's
I
got
think
a great
that's
name
why.
too.
What's
Daniel.
it? Daniel. It's true. It's true. Daniel is a good name. No, but I do personally love the shots of after he tells her he's an architect, he takes her outside and like shows her the buildings in Hong Kong he made, because these shots of just like the buildings as we see, like we just see like lights in the distance and it's just like this like long shot of just these buildings that he apparently made. It's just like it's really romantic. It's got like this filter over it, I feel like, that just makes it a little hazy.
No, yeah, I know the show that you're talking about.
It's amazing. I like it a lot. But yeah, then it's back to them in the restaurant. They're just giving more kind of like backstory on like Daniel, why he drinks and stuff like that. But the last thing that happens in these makeover scenes is she has, I think, like $4 left or something. He says, well, you have to spend it. You can't take that into tomorrow. And so she runs into a 7-Eleven and gets a sketch pad and brings it back out to him and gives it to him and said, I want you to like make a design for me or whatever. And I think they make like it's after she gives him that, she just like runs off with his like booze, I think. And then this SUV kind of drives out, and you just see her shadow cast on the wall in the back, which this is kind of obviously the big scene for Daniel at the very least.
I mean, even when the shot happens at the time, it's like, damn, that's a great shot.
It's an amazing
But I didn't know he was going to come back to it. He does hang on it. He hangs on it a little long, but
He does.
I should have known, but I didn't know it was going to come back the way it does, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, but he says, let's meet 1 week from now, and I'll show you my design, basically. And she says, okay, we'll meet then. And then it has like these, it's almost like a training montage scene of just like Daniel back at his apartment, just starting to sketch. And every time he's trying to take a drink, the frog's stopping him with a ribbit. And then I just kind of love...
The frog is low-key convincing, though.
The frog is amazing, man. He knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I think Daniel asked us at one point, he said, Froggy, will I be able to make it? And then the frog just starts riveting it. But yeah, we get the score playing as like he's stretching, or as he's sketching. And then it cuts to like a rejuvenated gal walking into her office again with all the new clothes that she just bought, her hair all done. and getting rid of like all the old pictures on our desk and everything like that. And she just looks over across the street and sees Louis over there with a flower, like right next to the face. It's a great shot. All these shots are amazing.
Where he's standing behind the face and he's holding the flower.
Holding the flower.
Yeah. This was like before, like, were emojis like a huge thing at the time?
I don't know. I mean,
2011.
2011.
It's probably like the rise.
It is like Facebook, like prime Facebook kind of era, but
like they were like Wemby at the time.
They were what?
They were like Wemby Yama.
Like early? Or
like they're like on the rise.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But like they had a lot of.
There could have been a lot of ways that they were going there. That's what.
What else would I say?
I didn't know that you meant on the rise for Wemby.
Emojis are French, or
I don't know, because like 2011, I guess you can say that. Especially these types of emojis, where they're like the colorful ones. Like, cause like I feel like in old text, people would just like type the 2 dots and the colon for the smiley face.
Yeah.
But this is the era where you're starting.
That was like Wilt Chamberlain times.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, a little later, probably like Larry Bird.
Okay.
Magic, that era probably.
Bill Cartwright.
That's like MJ. I think he's on the Bulls team.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that.
Yeah. Bill Lambier, maybe? Pistons?
I was thinking of like an old rickety ass like player, but anyway.
Rickety ass. No, but that's why these emojis remind me of. Like, it kind of reminds me of the Facebook. Facebook era is kind of a good way to remind me of these kind of Facebook. It is a great shot, though, the way he's holding the flower.
Wait, how old were you in 2011?
16.
Damn.
No, 15.
Damn.
We turned 18 and...
No, I was 15 in
2014.
2010. I was born in 95.
So was I.
Yeah, 2011, 16. You were 15 most of the year.
Yeah.
Until the end of it.
Well, yeah, 2011, 16, okay, yeah.
I was 8.
Did you have Facebook?
No.
You might have.
I was 8 years old.
No, you weren't.
8-year-olds have Facebook, bro.
Well,
I mean,
no.
if 8-year-olds have TikTok,
Not me, though. Not me.
That's why it's like at that era, like, yeah, it was less believable. Nowadays, like, everyone, like, 8-year-olds have that shit, you know.
Wait, no one uses Facebook, though, under the age of 40.
That's true.
Anyway.
I mean, actually, people do, sadly. Like, Facebook makes so much
Barely.
fucking money, it's insane, but...
Anyway.
People in Arkansas definitely do. But yes, anyway. No, so now we're just getting kind of like these intercutting scenes of Daniel sketching his new building along with Louis Ko wooing Gao across the street. And I do love these shots, obviously, of everything he's doing, because I think he's doing he's doing some of his magic tricks, like his head one, which is amazing. He's having like a bad day at some point, and so like she draws him a sun, or she makes a sun out of Post-it notes and puts it up on the window, and he just puts his sunglasses on, acts like he's like bathing in it or whatever. I don't know, it's just really sweet, honestly.
Is it sweet, though? Because, like, it's sweet right now as we're watching
it's sweet as we're watching
and
it,
then, like,
yes.
when we see him use these tricks later, you're like, oh, wait, how many times has he done this shit? Like, like this is like, this is like a foolproof plan, honestly.
He's like,
you
it's
can
so
get away with
easy,
it. Like Blake said, it's the sweetest thing you could do.
It's true. Don't know anything about him, you know?
Exactly.
He's just some cool guy across the street. I mean, it's working on Gal, though. So.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It even works on this girl, like, right below her. Like,
yeah, oh, yes. The reveal of the girl right below, I think it's actually where we are right now. Well, yeah, I mean, it's basically where we are, because Gal finds out where he is just by counting the floors, obviously, and then she goes and sees who she is, or who he is, or the building, or like the company he works for, and then she looks it up and she sees that he is like the owner of this investment firm. So he's obviously a great choice for her. But she returns to work, and then we get like this like Chaplin homage, basically. I have in my notes at least, because he's doing this like musical performance. It's whenever we see the other girl below as well, because he's doing this musical performance, and she's just doing the little like dance with the little legs. I'm pretty sure that's a Chaplin movie, right?
Gold Rush? Yes, the Gold Rush. Yes,
yeah.
when he's like, yes.
And then also, they did it again in Chaplin, the Robert Downey Jr. one, where he does it at the dinner. With like
I do remember that from
potatoes.
Chaplin.
Have I seen that?
And the dinner with the president.
We did that for the podcast?
We didn't do it for the
No,
podcast.
no.
I think we watched it while we were doing the Chaplin series. I just remember like Downey doing it. It was kind of,
Apparently, of course you remember. Do you remember the Gold Rush one?
yeah.
Okay.
Like he's in the cabin.
I don't remember the Downey one. I actually remember Downey not being that bad as Chaplin, but
Yeah, well, the movie was kind of.
yeah.
He did the dance in the Chaplin movie whenever they were at like a dinner with like the senator or something.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
pretty
something
sure.
important.
Yeah, that's an
Mm.
important thing.
And he's like, I'm gonna be a little.
No,
stupid.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
But yeah, it's a
this one
Chaplin
is
homage.
yeah. No, because actually I don't remember. It's like somewhere, it might be a little bit later on, but there is in the movie review I read, they showed a screenshot of it. There's a Vertigo homage too. We even talked about it last week with the spiral with the hair.
Yeah.
One of the girls in this, like when they're looking at through the, it's like when they're all looking. I think it's when the frog is dying. When
Okay. That would be where I would think it would be.
yeah, and then they're all watching from the other building.
Is
And,
it
like,
which building are they in? Is it someone in his building or is it someone in her building?
It's someone in the why am I afraid? Lamsuit, it's his
Okay.
side. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's like one of the women has like spiral hair.
Okay. I didn't even notice
I
that.
think it's that spot, but I didn't recognize exactly what part of the movie it was. But yeah, so yeah, it's like he's definitely like referencing like
Old, just these
old
classic
ones.
movies.
Yeah. The Vertigo one makes a little more sense, just for like the Hitchcock theme.
Oh,
This one
definitely.
too.
Most definitely. No, the Chaplin one I think is just in here for fun.
That
for
one is fun,
honestly, because they are miming a lot. in
Yes,
this
that's
movie,
actually
I
true.
guess,
That is true. So it kind of fits.
It does. But yes, the big kicker of this scene is he thinks he's doing this performance. Well, he actually believes he's doing it for her, also up there. But then he just like looks down and notices this other woman on the floor below her dancing to his song as well. And then she's like lifting up her skirt and everything. You can definitely
Wait,
tell
so
it's
is this
somebody.
like okay? Yes, he notices her, but do you think he feels bad about what's happening at this point?
No.
Okay. Because
No,
initially
I
I
don't
think it was
think
supposed to be like, oh, it's like all accidental, but he doesn't want to ruin it with her, so he's just going along with it. Maybe.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think he sees her lift up her skirt and he's like, oh yeah.
Like maybe I can have both.
I've seen it 3 times now though, because this is kind of just the guy he is, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's how that's how he sees himself at least.
Yes.
But
Like, he
initially,
doesn't lie to
I
himself
think initially,
either.
what the first time I'm watching, I'm like, oh, it's like he's only doing it because he doesn't want to mess it up with the main character, so he has to like just go along.
Just keep on going with the performance, yeah.
Because that's how he kind of pretends when he goes to this first hotel right after. He's like, oh, I didn't mean to do this.
Yeah.
That's how he's first finding her. You know?
Yeah. I mean, the
But-
shots of him asking them out are just so good too. But, yeah, no, he does ask them out, both of them at the same time, and we do get a quick cut back before we actually go to these things to just like Daniel finishing his sketch, as he also gets ready to go to, because it's a week later now, so he's getting ready to go to the meeting place that him and Gao promised each other they'd meet again at the stairs or whatever. So it kind of makes the scene like even kind of worse for her. It's just like so bad for Daniel just because he's the one that's getting stood up whenever, I mean, like Gao gets stood up too, obviously, but she's also standing someone else up. So it's just
See,
like,
that's the part where like when we watch Louis Ko, after we find out what he's doing to like he's about to cheat kind of
Yeah.
in a way, he's seen as a bad character, but she's kind of doing the same thing. She just stood up a guy too and just totally forgot about him.
Yep.
But like the movie makes you kind of forget about that because she's the hero, you know.
It does. It does a
Until
pretty
she
good job
realizes
of that,
it.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
until
does.
she,
Like,
does,
yeah,
until she
yeah.
realizes it.
You kind of really forget she does that.
I do kind of. I love Louis Ko's like. It's like an anime character trope because he just gets like a nosebleed every time he sees a woman with like these amazing tits. Like, it's so stupid.
That is true. It's like everything's got to be a visual, visual giveaway.
I don't know. It's so dumb. But we do in this scene also see, like, because both Gao and Daniel are getting stood up, they see an ambulance pass by and they both touch wood for good luck. I don't know. I just kind of like that scene because they're superstitious. But the next day, though, we see Gao in the bus again, and we see her seeing Louis Ko with Angelina in his car. I think that's the other girl's name, and she is pissed. So Johnnie To immediately cuts to her walking into Louis Ko's office and throwing water directly into his face, and she starts going off on him. And then it's an amazing shot of her just like turning around and realizing Angelina there, like across the way, holding up like, "What's wrong?" like a sign, and she goes like, "Oh my god, I did something completely wrong. I'm so sorry. I misunderstood." Like it would be easy for her to think that.
Yes.
But she's not stupid because she keeps on talking through things, and then it's a kind of just a double realization for her because she's like, "Oh no, I realize I am right." She throws water in his face again.
He's like, "Wait a second, there was like stuff you were doing, like you had to been interacting."
Yes, she's like, "What? I was right."
This is where it's like his reasoning is just like so bad. Like
It
he
is.
can't even come up with a better reasoning because he's just like, "But there was like a Four Seasons coupon." Like
It was
I feel-
inspiring today.
Yeah, I had to. There was and there was a buffet. Like.
Think of the oysters. And then she has this great line of, "You're even worse than my ex. He left me for someone else after 7 years, but your mind is on someone else already before we've even begun." Which, I mean, obviously, you can say that about her too, but but I do kind of like that because it is, like, I think Johnnie To is just, like, showing love kind of how it is too, because, like, it is easy. Like, even if you have a moment with someone, it's easy to forget about that if you see someone else that also is like literally trying to woo you. So, but yeah, like after this, I think we're kind of getting just like the market crashing for real this time.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure because Louis Ko just kind of
like a bankruptcy.
Yeah, because he just holds up a sign saying like, "I'm sorry," and then she holds up a sign saying "asshole," and then I guess we do get like a cut back to like I think Gao's eating alone, and then Daniel's just like by himself on the stairs, just talking to the frog and saying like, "Don't look back, Froggy. All that awaits is disappointment." And then he looks back, and he's like, "See, I told you." It's just like it's really rubbing in just like the feels, I guess, right now for him. But it is kind of just like really sad because Gao does remember at this moment also that she made a promise with him because she's drinking the alcohol that she had taken from him because she told him to stop drinking. And so she runs off to try and meet him. He's obviously not there. But as she's walking home, this is whenever, as I was about to say before, she sees on the news broadcast in Hong Kong that the Lehman Brothers have declared for bankruptcy and the market is basically crashing. And then we just get subsequent scenes of both her office and Louis Ko's office essentially shutting down, or just like Louis Ko's is shutting down completely, and then her office is scaling back a lot. Like they're letting go of a lot of people, or a lot of people are just leaving because they're scared. But that's like they never have problems with money in this movie, I guess, definitely not. But they do have like obviously like real world worries, you would say at the very least. But I do kind of love. I think the scene kind of ends with Louis Ko's office getting shut down, and her just like looking across the street and seeing the emoji of just the eyes, the dead emoji face, basically. Yeah. So, and then this cut here to 3 years later is honestly so fast that if you're not actually like paying attention to the movie, I think you can honestly miss it. Because it's just like after she sees that face, it like fades to black, and then we just get a quick 3 years later.
Yeah,
it's right before it starts again. So, but this scene is amazing. I love this opening scene of 3 years later because I think it's just her. She's coming back from Beijing or whatever Gao is, and Louis Ko is getting introduced as the new boss of her office, and so she's not there yet. While he's getting introduced, like Lamps is kind of freaking out, but she's not there yet, and he is just telling everyone that he has only 2 rules. The first rule is to never lose money, and the second rule is to never forget rule number 1 or whatever. Real hard ass type shit, but but after he says that and they go about their like business, she finally arrives at work to this meeting and kind of starts giving this pitch, you could say, for like a stock that they want to buy. And Louis Ko's just kind of like listening in the distance. And after she's done making the pitch, Lam Soot's like, "Okay, all in favor of whatever, like raise your hand." And then Louis Ko goes like, "Me." And then she just turns around and says, "Asshole." And then it's so fun. One reason I think I love this movie too is just because it makes me laugh so hard. Because after she says "asshole," Lam Soot just goes like, and spews all of his water over everyone there, and just like runs up to Luiko and says, "Oh, she wasn't talking about you. She was talking about me, sir. I'm so sorry." It's just really funny to me. But after that, it's just Gao typing up a resignation letter because she's so mad that he's her boss, and he says, and it's just like this really funny scene of Lampson also trying to steal that resignation letter. And just like telling her no many times, he just like takes it right from her. He was like, no. But Luiko says, like, to keep her from quitting on the spot, he says, "Why don't you just work here 3 more months?" For I think it's like for severance or something. Like she can get severance pay or something after that. I can't remember. But she agrees to that, obviously. But we get after that just scenes of her kind of falling in love with Luiko, you would say. Because after she agrees to stay there for 3 more months, he tells her to write a report for him. And then whenever she comes to deliver it to him, he is making a deal for a new car. And he's just kind of like asking her to make all the decisions for him, essentially. And I love the car test scene because it's just like, I love watching this car salesman in this scene specifically. He's so funny to me. Like his face every time she's driving is just like, I'm gonna die. But then whenever they get back, Louis Ko just says, "I have this report to read. So you choose the car, you choose the color, you choose everything. I'm leaving everything in your hands." And then he like walks out and leaves. And we just have this car salesman like telling her, he's like, "There's like 20 different leathers, like 20 different colors or whatever. Are you ready to come in and talk about it?" And he just like points his hands like 3 times, just like, I don't know, it's just a very distinct thing. It makes me laugh every time. But then we get scenes of her meeting with Louis Ko again, giving him another report as he makes her pick out a new flat for him that he's buying. I think these are just here so that he can show off some shots of just Hong Kong, because these shots of the flats just overlooking large portions of like Hong Kong and the Bay of Hong Kong too are awesome. She chooses, I think, the flat that looks at their office where they can see their office from. But and the last thing that he has her do is pick out furniture that feels like home, and it's just kind of a sweet scene of her just like kind of picking out furniture, just kind of wondering like what it feels like or like what home feels like trying to pick furniture out like that. Because I guess like something that I kind of skipped over at the beginning is she is not like, I guess I skipped over this just in general at the beginning of this entire podcast, but both these movies are mostly in Mandarin, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not Romancing in Thin Air, but I do think Don't Go Breaking Your Heart has a lot of Mandarin in it. Because they had to have I know that a Mandarin voice specialist was thanked heavily in the credits, I think. But that's like a big thing in this movie because she is not actually from Hong Kong. She is from Suzhou, which is where the ending of this movie is going to be taking place. And she came here with her boyfriend who fell in love with a Hong Kong woman. So, I don't know. I guess it just adds another element because she's not actually from Hong Kong. So she's like trying to pick out furniture for a place that feels like homey whenever she's not even like truly at home here. But
that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like these scenes kind of I feel like more the transactional part, because like the reason she's still falling in love with him is just for money now. Like,
well, yeah. Because
like we're gonna learn like and first like it might just be because he's showing off, but he's gonna get rid of this stuff too.
Yes, definitely.
Like right before they're like almost sexting, you know. But even that is like it's because of this month. Like basically he's giving her this kind of possessions. Makes it feel like still transactional in a way.
It does. There are it definitely feels transactional. There are a lot of elements.
Because that's what it's like trying to have both ways. Like it's transactional, but it still wants you to like him in a way.
Yeah.
Like
I do think the movie, like Louis Ko has a really hard job in this movie because he is really unlikable, I think. But I think you kind of like him just because he's Louis Ko, honestly. Yeah. And he's really funny.
And he kind of
is sweet.
And he has this like come up, like he kind of has some kind of realization later, you know.
He has comeuppance. He does have his realization, but he also has these moments because I think this next moment is literally one of the things that kind of makes me fall in love with this character in general, because we get an amazing scene of him just what we will figure out eventually reenacting this recording that he took of Gao, like dancing and like swimming across like like swimming on like the chair or whatever in the office, like that recording that he recorded of her. He's basically reenacting this moment of just like the joy that she had, or that he says that he felt through that video. Like that's just kind of what he's trying to do here. Like it's over the song that's playing, I think, or like the main theme of this movie, like the love song that's playing over it. But it's just like it's some amazing just shots of like of him just inside of the building, and then like Johnnie To also across the way from obviously the other office, just watching him, like we'll be seeing later of the recording as well. It's also kind of really funny though, because even though this is a really sweet scene of him just like dancing and just basically having a very emotional time, especially if you've seen the movie before, it's really funny because there's just like this immediate cut to silence whenever he realizes that she's watching him. Because he's having this really personal moment here, and then like she's just like in the reflection on the mirror, and the music just stops, and he just like stares at her, and he's like, oh. But she basically says that she forgot her keys at the house, and they have to go back and get it, basically. And so we do have this amazing like scene of him using his rock climbing skills to get into her apartment. Really cool shit. Really impressive. And he gets in. Then we just get like this really... It's sweet, but it's also like if you've watched the movie before, and if you've also just kind of watched him and how he's been with that other girl, you're like, is he just trying to get in her pants? Like, because that's also kind of what the scene is, because it's just like him basically doing, like, he's not letting her into her apartment because he's setting up all these like classic love story or like rom-com tricks of just like putting hearts all around for the girl to like fall in love with you. So I still think it's really sweet though. I don't know. I buy into Louis Co. So and she obviously does too, so a little bit at least. Because what really gets her is like he performs this magic trick whenever she asks where her keys is. He just does this like little snap and points at her bag. And she takes that. She's like, my keys aren't in there. And she takes out her keys like, oh, what? And then he's like, oh, look harder in there or whatever. And she pulls out a ring case. And it's like, at this moment, like, they're moving real fast, man. Like, you guys don't know, you don't know each other that much or that well, but...
They barely know each other.
But I mean, this is how you win her heart, I guess, though, because they almost have sex, as you said before, Danny. Like, it's their almost sex scene. But they stop it because he needs protection. So she tells him to go to the convenience store, just buy some condoms there, and he makes the big mistake of going to his car as she's watching. And pulling out like literally 5 condom boxes from his car. I'm just like, my dude, you have a problem. Yeah. And she like her face after she like sees this is like so good. She's just like, oh my god, she's so pissed. But I love the scene of him trying to come back in because he's just like at the door, just like knocking, and he sees her inside, like her shadow inside. She's like, what's wrong? And then she's like, I saw all the condoms or whatever, and she basically tells him to get out. And it's just this kind of what the movie is about, because she's like, I don't want you... She asks him, like, are you going to still sleep with other women, basically, whenever we're together? And he says, maybe.
So it's like, this guy can't even lie. Like,
that's kind of why
this one's like, he's like this is where it's like the villain is like, it's like too villainous, you know? It's like, really? She's like, oh, you can't promise me to cheat? Like, you can't even lie in this body. He's like, he's like, there's only 2 types of men. Men who cheat and men who want to cheat.
Bro folded under zero pressure. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Zero pressure.
I just, damn, you'd think he'd be better at it. Like, he's good at all these tactics. Like, this is where that's the classic where you lie right there.
Yeah. I think the one reason that I might buy into is because I do think he actually likes her. That's why he doesn't want to lie to her in this moment. So,
you have to lie.
If he actually likes her, then why are you saying that? Like, it's almost like a Fellini-ass character, like Casanova.
Because he doesn't know there's another way to live.
Like an 8.5 type of situation over here.
It is a Fellini.
It is kind of Fellini kind of struggle.
It is a
like
Fellini.
One of his stories.
It is a Fellini struggle.
Like, I love you so much, but I have to treat you like.
Well, I'm gonna
tell you,
that was a Fellini struggle in real life as well.
That's exactly. Oh yeah, wrestling. It's like I'm an Italian man. I have to. It's like one of the
I have too much riz, guys. I'm sorry.
We're made to cheat.
We're made to cheat.
Wee Wee's French. How do you spell Chow?
Chow? No.
I don't know where I was going with that.
What are you trying to say? Like, just the one Italian word you know?
Yeah.
This fucking...
Well, I said wee wee like as a joke, and then I was like, oh shit, that's French. And then I was like, wait, what's the Italian word for that? Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. No, I love how, like Danny already said the quote of, like, there are two men in this world, those that cheat and those who want to cheat. And he's like, what do you want? And then she's like, and then she just says, I'm looking for the third kind. And then she just slams the door in his face, and he's like, go find one on Mars. Yeah. And then I love the daggers that he gives this old lady just in the apartment across him, because she's like, she opened the door and was just like watching. He just like stares straight into her soul until she closes it and then just walks off. But yeah, then it cuts to them at the office. I think the next night, it would assume. You never really know time in this movie. It's just like going from day to night, which is pretty awesome. So this could be whenever, but it's just like a night scene of them at the office together. And Louis Ko sees someone else moving in across the street, or they both see someone else moving in across the street. But Louis Ko sees a pretty girl. A pretty girl in that room. And so he starts doing the same exact things that he was doing for Gao, but to this woman across the street now. Kind of just like, I mean, it's obviously rubbing it into her face, like, oh, I can get anyone I want, basically, like, I don't need you, but...
Yeah, that's what, like, is kind of cool, honestly.
A little bit.
But basically using the strategy again, like Ryan Favreau is crazy.
He gets some come up and stuff.
He does. Also, this is, like, kind of like a Johnnie To, like, a coincidence thing. Like, it's actually a really good moment at
this is an amazing moment. Yeah, no, it's an amazing moment, because as he's doing all this, I think the girl goes over to Daniel, which... Honestly, I think the first time I watched this, I was like, this is the dude? He looks so much better without that stupid beard. Or without that disheveled look or whatever. But the girl asks him, like, do I have a chance with you? Because there's a hottie across the street asking me out. And he's like, oh, no, you don't have a chance with me. Go for it. And so she just says, like, yes to Louis across the street. And Daniel, like, looks across to see who she's talking to. And in the window, he sees Gao right up there. And it's just this amazing shot of her about to leave, because Louis Ko is just like being a big doofus, basically, with this big ass grin on his face, like, oh, I got another girl to go out with me, and then she's about to leave, and then she just sees this man across the way, just like waving his arms really frantically in the window, and she's like just looking at him like, what the hell? And then he just pulls out the frog and just points at it, and then she gets like really happy, obviously, and so she makes her own date with him. Louis Ko's. It's at this moment he's like really freaked out, but we get both of their dinner sequences, I guess, with these two at the same time, because I think the first ones that we meet, it's Daniel and Gao meet at first, and then it like cuts over to Louis Ko getting the business card or whatever for what their business is called, and it's just called Chi Hong and Frog, just his name and Frog, which is awesome. But it's just like in this scene, they're just trying to get to know each other again, like Gao and Daniel, because they obviously haven't seen each other in 3 years. And I think it just ends with him basically asking her to come watch him play hockey, because he's a hockey player. And they also exchange numbers and email addresses so they can always be in contact again. Right before it cuts back to Louis Ko with the other girl, as she is telling him about Daniel, and kind of using the exact same descriptions that he was using for Gao about what, like, no third kind man basically exists, because the girl that works for Daniel, she says he's from another planet. I call him Martian. There are so many beautiful ladies out there trying to date him. He doesn't like this nickname, so I got another one for him. I call him the third kind. And it's just like Louis Ko is just like literally sweating because he like takes out those Kleenexes and just starts wiping his face off. Like, it's just so funny, man. But after that, it cuts to her watching Daniel play hockey, and then just like a sweet like scene of them kind of ice skating together for a little bit afterwards. And then the next thing that happens is this like dual lunch scene that we have as well. Like, there's a lot of just like dueling things happening right now because like obviously they're both trying to woo her, even though Louis not doing the best job of it at the moment. But this dual lunch scene is amazing because Louis is trying to make Gao jealous before she leaves by like setting up this impressive meal for this girl, and he's like telling her like, "Oh, are you going out to some cheap lunch? Hey, at least it's easier to get one seat instead of two. But it is lonely though." He's just like really trying to like rub it in. But as she's leaving, he like looks across the street and sees Daniel setting up like a table over there, and he asks the girl, he's like, "Oh, what's he doing?" And she's like, "Oh, he's cooking for a really important guest." And then we just see Gao walk in over there, and then the girl I think goes like, "Oh, it looks like she's not going to some cheap diner after all." It's just like Louis is just like so. His face in these scenes is just so funny to me, but.
Also, his reason for why he learns to cook is kind of fire, honestly.
Oh, it's amazing. No, this guy is rizzing it up.
Daniel,
he's the perfect man.
I was like, damn, that's a pretty good line. I'm trying to remember that one. Because it's
He's
like
the
reasoning
perfect
is
man.
because he's like he learned to cook because he wasn't sure if they'd have the same food taste. So that's pretty fire, honestly.
Yeah, well, he learned to cook because
it
the restaurant was shutting down, and so he wanted them to have the same taste as the first time that they met, because that would be the only he wanted. It's very sentimental. So.
Yeah, like everything he does is like this one moment they had 3 years ago. Yeah, that's where it becomes like it's like very romantic.
It's a very romantic world that he has. Like, he's literally the perfect ideal man. So it's almost like
actually that's where this movie would be a lot more interesting, honestly, if she just chooses Louis Ko at the end.
I think
because like to me that's where it would honestly have more of like a Four Nights of a Dreamer vibe.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because that whole theme of that movie is just like honestly like love is just like irrational, you know, and like honestly like the guy that comes first, like that's why he like even for how bad he is, like it's like he came first, you know, in a way that you can say that's true in this case as well. But
I think that's true in Romancing in Thin Air also.
Yeah. That's more like she has to get over someone in the past.
Well, it's also I was talking about his ex that left him at the altar. That's the exact same thing.
Oh
that
yeah,
she did,
honestly,
so
yeah, true.
Basically taking the poor guy over.
And honestly, he doesn't villainize her for doing that either.
Oh no.
Four Nights. That's why it's like you could say it'd be more interesting because like it is kind of interesting like that. She still at least is somewhat in love with him even after like how
he treats
like
her.
basically evil he is sort of like, but yeah, that's where like that's why I really love Four Nights at Dreamer.
But I think that's like something that Johnnie To is maybe saying, or like why Kai-Fei and Johnnie To are kind of saying is like Louis Ko like recognizes that he's doing this to women, and I think like the big thing for her is she's realizing that she is kind of doing the same thing.
Yes.
Like that's kind of like where her realization comes in.
Yes.
Of like this, like what it like it's kind of like asking like what is love even like.
Because she does tell Daniel like right after, it's pretty soon after, like it's actually in this scene after she closes the blinds where she's like, you like this is the perfect man. Like actually when we talk like he's doing everything right, and she's still like I actually still love Louis Ko.
She's like
I just can't trust him.
He's the reason I didn't meet. I forgot her promise.
He's like, I just can't trust him. She still even says exactly. She still says, I love him.
She says loving him is hard.
Yeah, but I guess like that's kind of a point. Like love and trust are two different things. You can love someone and not trust them. You know.
Yeah.
Just like the whole point is like I guess maybe she comes to this point later maybe, but she has no reason even to love him.
No,
that's the thing. That's the difference. You know, like Four Nights of a Dreamer is more about young love, and like that's a whole about like. In a way, it's hinting like she doesn't like her home life and she's trying to escape using a guy, you know, and like that kind of like how you can fall in love with a guy like that way. But this one, like, we have no reason why, except for like she has that kind of breakup at the beginning. But I don't know. It's like it's more like just because he's an attractive man, she's gonna fall in love with him. But yeah,
I mean, he's got some charm, you know. But
oh yeah, he definitely does. It's just like he's like almost too evil. Like you like
he is
not evil, but you know what I mean. Like just like bad, basically.
He's too not loyal.
yeah.
Disloyal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this scene after it ends with her telling him that this is the reason we didn't get together 3 years ago. It cuts to that night where we get probably the best scene in the movie for me, which is this just amazing scene of Daniel performing the magic tricks and everything for Gao across the way. Just a kind of a reenactment of just like what Louis Ko and her were doing at the beginning of the movie. But this one is just like, since it's at night also, it's just like everything is just lit so perfectly. Like you're seeing everything.
I mean, he's literally one-upping him in like his head trick is like way better.
His head trick is fucking awesome.
He's like basically a better magician too.
He is, and like he has so many like sticky things up. I don't know. It's so good. I love the I love all the shots that we see of just all three of them in frame at the same time. Because Daniel doesn't know at first that Louis is watching this, and then we just get some amazing shots of just like Louis standing in the dark and him realizing he's there. It's just it's some great shit. The big scene or the big part in this obviously was the magic tricks as well, but the biggest thing that happens is he has this like frog puppet where he like expels all of his emotions that he feels for Gao through this like song that he sings while doing ventriloquism. So it's amazing stuff.
I can see like this kind of thing would be in a Lubitsch movie. I feel like one of the characters using like a puppet. I can see it
to expound upon their love.
Yeah. Doesn't like Renoir have some shit like that?
I know he has like a puppet theater movie, but I can see a Lubitsch character doing this to rid someone of
the Muppets.
But because puppets were made more popular in that time, though,
The
like
Muppets.
the Renoir era. Maybe that was like the kind of dying era.
When Kermit confesses his love for Mrs. Piggy.
Oh my god.
That's what it reminds me of.
I mean, Muppets can be good. Muppets are pretty good.
The Muppet movie's pretty good.
I need to like watch. I think I've only seen like the Amy Adams one.
Wow.
That's a movie?
Yeah. I think it was like the reboot or some shit.
Oh god.
Do you hate?
I do like this puppet though.
This puppet's amazing.
This frog.
This frog puppet's amazing. The performance ends though with him just saying that he'll be waiting for Gao where they promised before. And I love how Louis Ko feels so inferior during this entire scene because like at this moment he's just using his power still to tell her like, oh, you're going to dinner with me now. And so they go to dinner and
that's where it's like, damn, like some like HR violations too.
I mean, for real though. I mean, it is though.
But he's like, it's work related only. Like it's clearly not. But like...
we'll talk about work only. The dinner scene between them two is like it's messed up, kind of. Just that he's forcing her to do all this, but it does turn a little bit sweet because he, after putting her through all this just like waiting for her to like just say her piece. He doesn't even let her say anything. He just says, watch this video. And it's the video that he recorded in 2007, I think he says, of her kind of doing what we saw him do earlier. Just like this joy of just like living, you could say. Mm-hmm. As she's just having fun across the street doing whatever the hell she wants. And he just says, like, this is whenever I fell in love with you. I've been loving you since 2007. I was trying to think of like what song you were dancing to at this time, and this is the one that I thought that. And after like he said after watching it thousands of times, this is the song that I know it is, and then he starts playing the song, and then I think she just says at this moment like she basically is just saying like I still can't trust you, like how do I know that you're going to actually be loyal to me if we get together, and he can't even for a split second act like he's not going to like be that same man again, because as she's like saying all this to him, as the scene's kind of like coming to a close, there are just like these three hot women that get out of a car with like some big tits, and they're just walking in, and Louis Ko just stares at him and goes like, ooh, and his nose just starts bleeding.
Yeah, his reaction is like crazy. Like you can't hide it at all.
He can't. It's so funny, man. But it's obviously like she runs out and leaves him there, and she runs to a taxi. I think just like gets into it and leaves, and meets Daniel at the stairs. And this scene is actually really sweet because he's been waiting there for so long that he has to pee. He's just standing up there going like, oh, I gotta use the washroom, whole froggy, but.
You know what that scene reminded me of when he's sorry I was thinking about I'm trying to see when he's like bleeding and he's like trying to hold it. It's like in Clockwork Orange. When he's like, they make him throw up when he gets horny. And so they have like that woman that comes naked and he's like, and then he's like trying not to get excited. And he's like, because he knows he'll throw up.
Bro, I gotta watch Clockwork Orange again. I don't remember that scene honestly.
Because he even doing that little reaction to like when it like cuts to him and he's like.
How do you remember this? But I can like picture like.
You know the scene where at least where she's walking naked, like this, he's on stage like because they're showing him off in front of the crowd. Because they're like, oh, see, we have this performance.
Well, I remember that part, but I don't remember that specific part of that.
There's like a part where there's like naked woman just comes and walks in front of him.
I just picture Malcolm McDowell's eyes. Like,
yeah, exactly. Because I was like looking at a screenshot of his face during that scene. It's like like close up too. It's like face is like leaned back.
Similar vibes too. No.
Yeah.
I mean, Louis Ko might need that done to him.
I mean, honestly.
Um, the dinner scene between them two is like it's messed up, kind of. Just that he's forcing her to do all this, and then I think she just says like I still can't trust you, like how do I know that you're going to actually be loyal to me if we get together. And But yeah, after he comes back from the bathroom, he shows her the sketch that he made of the new building and how it's already being made. He said that he got the design from her shadow, and then we do get a shot again of that amazing shot from the beginning of her shadow being cast behind her, or just like cast on the wall for him to see. Yeah, it's just an amazing shot. But he says the building's in Suzhou, which is where she's from, and he invites her to go there with him tonight. There's like a flight to Shanghai, and then they can drive there or whatever and get back in the morning. And she agrees. And it's just a great scene of them going, like, it cuts immediately there, because they're just, like, immediately walking into the building after she agrees. And they're going up to the top, and it's just, like, these great shots of them just, like, it's at first at night, just kind of, like, looking over the city, and you can't really see anything. All you're seeing is just, like, this building that's being constructed. And he says we can wait for sunrise so that we can see, like, basically the sunrise together and see Suzhou at sunrise. And she kind of agrees, and she falls asleep on his shoulder. And it's like the shot of I just kind of love these shots of just like them sitting on top of the building with her head like on his shoulder. Even in these like simple shots, it feels like Johnnie To's just kind of like going off. I don't know, but the shot of the light of the sunrise kind of just like gracing the skyline is amazing. I love this shot. She does end up waking up at this moment, and she's kind of running away from, you could say, her feelings for him at this time as well, because she's just like, she keeps on running. He's asking her like, what's wrong? And she says like, I can't be with you. I can't go back to Hong Kong with you because I still love like Louis Ko. Like, he's still in my dreams. I think she says, I think I actually have it written down. She said I've had a dream just now. He is still there. It's all too fast for me. Last night I was just having dinner with him, but in a matter of hours I find myself on this roof falling in love with you. I always question, how can he love me when his heart is not solely on me? But now I think that I'm not that much different from him. And I kind of just love the pauses in this too, because like it's giving the characters time to just like think about what they hear, because there's like a pause, like a long pause after she says that, and then Daniel just responds to her with, for me it's not just a matter of hours. I started off from scratch, from a mere sketch to an actual building. I've already built more than 8 stories. I've been loving you for a very long time, not just a couple of hours. And then she just like closes the elevator on and like goes and leaves by herself, and leaves him like go off to Hong Kong by himself. But that's kind of what the movie's about, also. Obviously, like, what even is love? Like,
I mean, exactly, because like I was about to. Now I'm thinking about it, is like he also never really knows her well.
No,
he's only fallen her basically the same way Louis Ko's fallen with her, just like through these images that they've seen each other from a distance, you know. So like he says he's been in love with her for a long time, but they met one time 3 years ago, you know. Like, it's a lot of projection going on from him. It's not just like from like all of that can be possible just from one meeting, you know. It might be something like he was looking for motivation. I think that's where Romance and Thin Air is more about the kind of film, like how film can help people in a way too.
Yeah.
But this one kind of maybe is a little bit about that too. Like, he just needed some kind of motivation because like he was like, you know, we see him like he's drunk in the beginning.
Needs some motivation.
To get out of that, and like basically as we see, like her like is literally her motivation. She becomes his motivation for everything, but it's more of like something he needed, not necessarily anything she did. It's a love or obsession. Yeah. Or like is she just like a sign or a symbol, you know? Because like they only met once, you know, but he needed that kind of like thing to motivate him. Even though they never met after for 3 years, but apparently he's like building buildings again, you know. He's like no.
All from that moment.
Yeah. So like you said, is it really love or is it something else like that motivated him? But I guess like the movie kind of answers it later. Like it will be love anyway, or like
I mean,
at least he's a good choice. You know,
I don't think it's ever answered. Like I think the ending is very just like it's open to interpretation how you want to read it.
Like you don't think she's making the right choice?
Well, I think she's making the right choice. I love Daniel. Okay, but
you've also said you love.
But I think it ends. I think it ends ambiguously. Like,
I do think it would be interesting if she doesn't make a choice.
No, yeah, that would have been interesting too.
Because it does kind of feel like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, honestly, Design for a Living has that kind of, like, you love both men in the love triangle kind of thing.
You say you love men? No joke. I was joking.
You said you love both men in the love triangle thing. I didn't
Sorry,
say I,
it was
so
just-
no,
it was
you can't clip
I was
that.
making a dumb joke.
You can't clip that.
It was a dumb joke. It was a dumb joke.
Why, would there be something wrong with that?
No,
You homophobic?
No. It was just a funny thing. Funny joke. Joke funny.
I mean, we're at the darkest part of the movie, though.
We are at the darkest part of the movie because after she leaves him there, we cut back to Hong Kong. We see Louis waiting for her to return, and she's not there. So he goes back to the office, and then he sees Daniel across the way back at the office, and they just kind of like share a look from across the way. And then it's just Louis coming into Daniel's office, storming right up to him, and just like, I mean, they just get into a fight, like literally a throwdown fight. Like, like they're just throwing each other, they're just punching each other as hard as they can. I love it because like they're at this moment, like Lam Soot knows something was up with Louis Ko whenever he was walking over there, so everyone in their office is watching this happen, and he's literally calling Gao like and filming it for her so that she can watch as well. And you, I think you said earlier, Danny, like we do see at this moment.
It is during the scene. I actually took a screenshot of it. If you want to see her hair, what it's during the scene.
It
literally looks like
damn,
that.
it is. It's
the
the exact
spiral hair.
same.
From Vertigo.
It's the exact same, actually.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And honestly,
That's a
like the
crazy
buildings kind of
reference.
look like a Playtime vibe too. The kind of grayness.
I mean, yeah, like Playtime kind of has that like,
The office aesthetic.
and like the
And especially the
like the
looking-
voyeuristic
Yes,
kind of
yes.
like
Yeah.
window shopping vibe.
Yeah. I will say that one is also a lot more about just the consumerist kind of aspect of the window shopping.
And then surpassing it, kind of like the breakdown of
the
that.
breakdown, and then also
And-
he just he finds fun in it. Like it's just like it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah,
we get the Vertigo reference in this scene.
the Vertigo reference. You already said earlier that the frog we get in this moment is released somehow from its cage. It gets knocked over and he's just like walking around, so you know something's
It's a
about to
brutal
happen.
shot too, honestly. Like
It
it's
sucks.
like, of course, the Johhnie To crime director had to get in here somehow with this like dead body. Because like,
Bro, it's so
like,
sad,
he actually shows like
though.
the blood and stuff.
It's so sad.
So there's like a lot of like honestly like this one frog like dead body with blood is like way more horrific to me than like when you watch like a John Wick movie and you see like a billion people die and it like
It's like an animal.
it has no like weight to it at all.
Cause like an
No, it's because
animal.
this death it matters.
Yeah, it actually
oh,
matters. It
okay.
actually has stakes, and then also the way it's like crushed, like
Well, it's also- yeah,
it's just like it makes you feel
a
it, like,
small
oh,
animal,
like,
like,
yeah,
dying,
like
yeah.
and the way it happens, right? Because it does that trick of like that's where like it does like the film thing where he shows you the cut of the frog walking,
Yeah.
and so you have to have this thought in your head, like as a viewer, you're like, wait, are they actually gonna kill this frog? Because like when you see a fight and then all of a sudden you see like another like a new person come in, you're like, oh shit,
Like,
there's a
next
fight.
victim.
But then my thought was like, there's no way they're gonna actually kill this frog. It's a
Yeah.
rom-com, So I'm like, Johhnie To, gotta get a death in there.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Yeah.
And then like Lambs to it's like I can't see it. Like,
Oh my god, dude. Lam said this entire scene is hilarious.
I will say one thing about this scene that like logically, I'm not complaining. Like it's not like a cinema sins kind of thing, but like the viewing things make no sense of like what they can see across and what they can't see. Because like for the potato thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's technically all the way across in a different office building, and yet he can still see her doing that at her desk. Like, she's not even close to the window in that scene. Like, she's kind of like, her desk a little far away. But he can see her clearly.
Yes, sir.
But then Lam Su is like, I can't see, like, anything going on now.
Well, Frog's
it's,
tiny.
It's like imagine.
But so is she! Like, doing that, those potatoes are tiny! Like,
like
how did you
imagine
do
every
that
time-
shit?
It's
Those
like
windows are tinted, too.
it's like imagine every time he cuts to like his perspective, it's like he just like looks through a telescope or something.
See, that's where, like, you would be like, oh, we have to make it more realistic.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But this movie's not about that, obviously, so...
No, but everything everything goes quiet after the frog dies. Like, he's literally kneeling in front of the dead body. Louis Ko's just standing there like, oh, I've done something horrible. like, and he knows at this moment because he just says he says sorry and just walks out. And we just get these great shots of, I think, you already said, like, Lips is like, what is it? I can't see. And he's like, oh, it's a frog! It's a frog! But we do have, like, the girl across the street also show, like, just holding up a sign saying asshole right to Louis. And then we have this scene of, it's later on because Gao calls back to Lam. And she says, how is he? And then he says, oh, Louis is doing fine. Like, he's working as if nothing's happened. But if you ask me, like, something's really bothering him. And then she's like, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the other one. And he's like, oh, here, hang up. I'll show you a video. And he's like, he hasn't left the position of where he was.
He's just like kneeling in front of this.
He's just kneeling in front of the dead frog. And
until he gets the best great idea. Let me use this dead frog to get back with her. To give the excuse to go see her again.
It is a great idea.
And it works.
It does. Yeah, it's just an immediate cut to him just asking, obviously, like, where her address is after she tells, like, I'm so sorry for what's happened. And then just immediate cut to him arriving at her house and saying, Froggy's dead. And then they just hug each other and give each other a kiss, obviously. And I love these shots from outside her house because you can see the building in the background that he built for her as well. It's just such great shots. But after this scene, it cuts to her packing her things up in Hong Kong from the flat that she's obviously going to be leaving because she's chosen Daniel at this moment. And she finds the ring that Louis Ko had left for her. And it's just laying in the dictionary on the page that has marriage on it with the thing highlighted, like, will you marry me? And I love this ring because, like, it's so perfectly shot because the shadow of it, anytime it's in this book, just casts a heart on the cover. Amazing shot. But right after this scene, it cuts to Louis opening up a box at his office, and it's the ring, obviously, that she is returning. So after that, it cuts to kind of where he's at rock bottom, but about to get out. Or is at least trying to get out because he's at a bar again, trying to pick up women. He does succeed, obviously, because he's Louis Ko. And whenever he gets in the car with her, she's like saying, "Oh, we should go. Where do you want to go? Like, we can go this place." And then she's like, "We can go Four Seasons. Like, it's got a great view." And then after he hears like Four Seasons, he like thinks he reflects on his life at this moment. He's like, "I can't do this anymore. Actually, sorry." And he like tells her to get out. And then he tells the taxi to, like, drive to he essentially takes this taxi to Suzhou, I'm pretty sure. Because we get, like, after this, I think we get, like, a cut to, like, just Gao passing him in the taxi as she's, like, in the van going to meet Daniel's parents. Like, everything's moving so fast in this movie also at this moment. Like,
that's what I'm saying, like, that's where this movie feels very, like, it's about the plot and the structure versus, like, the character depth, because, like, he's supposed to be having this revolutionary moment of, like, now he's not going to cheat anymore, he's going to, like, but, like, he hasn't even seen her. Like, it's because he got this ring from her. Yeah. So even that, it's like, what's driving him is not real, it's just because he doesn't want to lose in a way, you know, like, he's about to lose her.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
This other guy. So it's almost, like, competitive more than just, like...
More than love.
Like, kind of competition, you know? But, like, see, it feels like that, the way it's structured, but then, like, the way it feels like with the music and the sentimentality and stuff, it's like, we're supposed to actually like Louis Ko. Like, it's playing the more classic rom-com of, like, oh, it's actually, he's a great guy.
Well, this is why I said it's kind of a better version of Needing You, in my opinion, because Needing You has this similar kind of ending where Andy Lau is, like, trying to win her back, or win Sammy Ching back, I think. Because she's marrying this, like, rich dude on a yacht or whatever, and he has this sign just up saying, I need you, or whatever. Because that's kind of what happens in this scene, or in these scenes, obviously. Yeah. Because after they pass each other on the road, Louis is on his way to her house in Suzhou, and he meets her grandma there. Which I do kind of love this grandma. She's been her and Gao's mom have been in the background this entire time, just kind of, like, wondering what's happening with her life. But this scene, like, whenever Louie's meeting her grandma, she's like, "Oh, are you the boss?" And he's like, "Yes." And then she's like, "Just make sure to treat her well from now on." And then he's like, "Oh, I will." And he's like, "If you don't, I'll snip it off." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, classic grandma shit."
But see, that's what it's like. Is he the, like? It's kind of teasing, like she's gonna choose him. You know?
Kind of
also, like, he's still a good choice in a way.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm like, is he really? You know, because, like, based on, I don't know. I don't know if we ever get him actually being a good choice.
I don't know if we do either, honestly. That's why I said I kind of like this show's Daniel, because he is the right choice in my opinion.
That is,
it's a great shot of her telling Louis, though, where she is meeting Daniel's parents, because she just points down the street and we see obviously the buildings in the background. She's like, they're meeting across from the building that he made for her, but it's just an immediate cut after that to Louis walking into the restaurant and spying on them, kind of. and getting this plan or this idea to get her to try to like fall in love with him again or try to like marry him. And I just have in my notes the last 10 minutes of this is just one big sequence of them both trying to win her love for good, you could say. Because we get scenes of her talking with Daniel and his parents as we are watching Louis Ko across the street paint this big old sign just with "Marry Me," and he gets, after he's done painting it, it's like transitioned to night by this point, even though it was daytime whenever he was walking into the thing. It's transitioned to night. It's taken that long, I guess. But he calls her after he's done painting the thing, and I guess he calls her after somehow he has made a deal kind of with one of the waiters, I guess, at this restaurant, because this waiter like delivers her a menu, like a dessert menu, and she opens it and she sees the ring there, casting the little heart-shaped thing on the menu again, and she's like, shit. she knows kind of what's about to happen, and then he gives her a call and she answers it, and he kind of just gives his pitch on like why she should marry him, you would say. Like, it's just like this great shot of him just like across the way, because she's like, he's saying like, you need to choose me and everything because like we love each other or whatever, and she's basically just saying like, where did we go wrong? Like, it seems like we've had all these moments to like actually fall in love with each other, but we've never actually done it. Right as she like turns and looks out the window and just sees him across the way with the "Marry Me" sign, and he's just standing up there and he gets down on one knee and he just yells through the phone, "Marry me." And it's at this moment, obviously, that Daniel decides to walk in because he's been watching this whole thing, and he just says, "It's time for the three of us to like resolve this. It has to be resolved at some point. You have a choice to make." And then he also gets down on one knee and opens up his ring, his ring box, and shows her the ring that he has for him. And it's just this amazing shot of kind of like him one-upping Louis, you would say, because like Louis' "Marry Me" sign is very like big. It's a very big romantic gesture. But then whenever he gets down, kneels on one knee and opens up the ring case, it's just like the entire building behind him just lights up with two hearts, and then with a thing that just says "Marry Me."
So was he planning to marry her today?
I would say so. I would say he was planning on proposing at the very least.
Because like you can also believe like he had no plan, but also he could just like naturally come up with this like. Because
I think
the way Louis Ko also like, this guy's like the greatest like sign maker of all time, and also like like him being able to run all the way across this other building, all the way to the top floor, paint this huge fucking sign, put it out by himself over there, and not get in trouble.
This is when you can buy her loving him. Look at what he's doing for her.
And then he still gets one up by this huge light show.
Skill issue.
Sometimes you just lose an architect. You know, you don't have the connections he does.
You don't own the building like he does.
Maybe,
I will say,
maybe the Flash, but you can't be.
I will say, like, if I liked the Daniel character a little more, even like if I felt like they had a better like authentic connection, I would say this ending kind of makes sense in terms of like Louis Ko's proposing still from across a building.
Yeah.
In a way, like they don't have a true connection versus like he actually proposes face to face.
Yeah.
You know, with her parents actually there, like more. You could say it's more authentic. Like so, she should choose that. Versus,
no,
like,
I had that thought as well.
My only problem with that is like Daniel also feels like kind of similar to Louis Ko in that like. I don't know if they have an ever true authentic connection in the movie, like if we ever see that or all, or if there's any justification for it outside of just like he's a great choice because he's a great looking guy, he's an architect. And
that's why I said the
like
ending is kind of ambiguous, because I also had the same thought of just like, does she just say yes to Daniel
like
because she's there?
Yeah,
because he's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's the one in the building. Like if Louis Ko was in the building at that moment and Daniel was across the way,
like it would be like that's the thing where films can be so like films can have like two shots and change like almost a whole movie, because like you could say like. If he just put two shots at the end of where instead of like the very happy ending, it's sad and she like is kind of like just thinking about like she looks down and she's like thinking about what she does as she walks out. You could say that has that ending versus this ending where like everyone's happy and they're even waving at Louis Ko. And Louis Ko is like, oh, thumbs up. Like he's not even that mad about it. He's like, oh, I lost a game. Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Is it like it's like more like he sees like, oh, I just lost like a sporting event. You know, like when coaches like high five right after, even though like they just had a good battle or something. Like versus like if it's like romance, like Louis Ko should like go want to murder him, you know.
Going a little far, but
maybe not murder, but you know what I mean. That kind of emotions, but yeah.
I think he accepts defeat in this because he realized that he got one-ups.
But still, accepting this defeat this easily, though?
I got outplayed.
This easily? Like, he just accepts it, like...
I will say, there is a sequel. Don't Go Breaking My Heart, too. I know Louis Ko...
I swear, Johnny has the most random ass.
He does. I still haven't seen it, but it does have Louis Ko, Gao, Yuan, and actually, I don't know if it has Daniel.
That's actually a feature of Romance in Thin Air, because apparently the Mandarin title has a 2 in the title. And you know why?
Oh.
Because the movie we watched in the first Romance in Thin Air is the first movie. So Blake's point actually kind of makes sense. Like, the movie he makes in the movie is called, like, Number 1. So, like, if you were going to watch this, like, in New Mandarin, this Romance in Thin Air actually has a 2 in the title.
Bro, this is some, like...
Some meta shit, man.
I mean,
I love it. But yeah, obviously, the movie ends with him turning around to leave, as you already said. Like, they just have, like, this kind of, like, funny moment, or sweet kind of / funny moment, just, like, him just waving at them. And then it's just this final shot of the ring sitting in the menu with the heart-shaped glow on it. And then we just get a shot of both the buildings again with the one saying, "Marry me," before the credits roll. And that is the end of Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I love it, honestly. I do love this movie. So
no, it's a really great movie.
Damn, great.
Yes, it's great.
What, you don't disagree?
No, I wasn't sure how you felt about it.
Give me a thumbs up. But yeah, we'll take a quick break and come back with Romancing in Thin Air. And we are back from the break to conclude our series on Johhnie To with Romancing in Thin Air. I already said earlier, I think this is honestly one of his better movies, but I guess before we get into the movie in general, let me ask your guys' overall opinions. I know, Danny, you had watched this before the podcast. Luke, I was very excited to hear your opinions on this movie, so we'll start with you first, honestly.
Obviously, really fucking good. Shocker, I think that. Like, honestly, like, it's. I feel like a broken record when I talk about these types of movies because I feel like it applies, like the kind of like falling in love with an image, like, and how that like relates to cinema type movies. There's a lot of them, and a lot of them I love. Like, I mean, we literally just did like Story, Marie and Julianne, and then like Vertigo, obviously. Even like Tony Scott with Deja Vu, this reminded me of, which is funny because. Have you guys ever talked about Johhnie To and Tony Scott, like kind of how they're similar?
I brought them up on one of the episodes.
Okay, because they're kind of like the studio action directors that have also done kind of like.
Yes. No, I brought them up on
I remember you bringing him up this series.
It was for the Running on Karma Throwdown, where like I read that quote where like it was from one of the curators of his films, where she said like he wants to like make films that entertain but also like teach you something. And I was like, oh, that, like Tony Scott has that kind of vibe too. Also, I brought him up with Deja Vu has that moment when they're killing the person through the truck and they're seeing it like from the
I
remember that.
Yeah,
but more just like using genre, but also like trying to like be more conceptual with genre too. I feel like.
I mean, this one though, it's like it definitely, even though it is kind of very similar to those movies, it does differentiate itself in quite a few ways, especially like the whole idea of like him making a movie for like
her dead husband, and then like that making her get with him. That's like so crazy. Like,
I mean, that's just like yeah, that's just what cinema can do, I guess. Like, goddamn.
I do like how you like. So that's basically the key moment of the film, honestly.
Yeah.
Because like, and I'm glad because I was. This is
Honestly,
definitely my experience first watching it. I was like, I'm not like loving this movie. It felt like more like a traditional rom com.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it.
Yeah.
And then like basically the movie theater scene happens, and it's like once you see the movie, you know exactly the scene I'm talking about.
You could make you can make
I know the movie.
novel film.
No, actually. There's another film I was really
Goodbye,
thinking.
Dracula?
Yes, that's.
I also thought of that movie. Yeah.
That's the first one. I was like, it's honestly very similar to kind of themes of this idea of like projection and like what kind of cinema does. You know, that one has a better shot of like the kind of wide shot where she's like standing at the bottom. You know,
That movie has like a million.
I mean, it has a million, but that's the one I always remember.
No, that one's
yeah.
obviously one of those shit.
But this one is also great.
This
too,
one
where
has some
she's-
amazing ones.
Oh man, it's great. But also the whole movie kind of changes like perspective, like
It
what like
does.
the movie's kind of doing too.
No, the whole movie switched for me whenever I saw the script to Romancing in Thin Air.
Oh, when
Whenever
he
gives
goes
it
to actually that's when
that's
it
whenever
first starts in
changed for
terms
me.
of becomes more interesting to me because the person he's casting is the ex that left him.
Yeah.
And so it's like also like he doesn't have bad feelings for her. Like yeah, he says that in that press conference, but like you don't know if he's serious or not. You know. So actually, the fact that like he's also using the movie to get over her in a way, and like you're literally using her in a different performance.
Yes.
Also, it's a very Hollywood. It's like not Hollywood. I mean, in terms of just like you see this stuff with like filmmaking all the time. Like the way like they interact and have relationships are just different than like the rest of the populations a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know, we're like I said, Rossellini was like still like friends with all of his ex-wives. Like when he died, like all of them were at his like. He was still friends with all of his stuff, and it's like let it make no fucking sense. Like they were all friends together, and like it also has that kind of vibe to it a little bit too. I feel like,
Yeah.
but I don't know, like yeah, but like because I like that's like the first scene you mentioned, and like to me that's like just the first scene I always think of too.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
But it also has a lot of the like just Johnnie To just like visualization is just like great
Yes.
throughout the movie as well. Also like we don't get a lot of him in the country.
No, yeah, we get a lot more
Or,
of
like,
him obviously in just in Hong Kong
Yes,
and the
exactly.
city.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like,
it is nice to have him
'cause
have
I like
like
the
a little
forest.
vacation.
I like
type
I
thing.
like the forest in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this like spa motel is amazing. So
Yeah, yeah.
like it's like you could easily believe it's like a medicinal retreat or something because
Mm-hmm.
like it's obviously helping his mental obviously in this movie. But did you have any more opinions on the movie though?
Well, I mean, overall, I really liked it. I think, like, as we talk about it, I'll talk about some of the specific ideas I liked, like, as we go through the movie. But, yeah, like I said, like, I feel like that kind of... It also has, like, the feature of a lot of my favorite Johnnie To movies of, like, that kind of, like, saving something for, like, the, like, almost, like, the last act and, like, makes you reframe the whole movie, you know? Almost like The Mission or something.
Yeah.
Just like in story wise, where it's like really slow and stuff, and then all of a sudden it really speeds up at the end. That kind of, but also like the characters feel really like compared to Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I like this one a lot more because the characters feel a little more like they have more depth to them.
Do you think it's top tier Johnnie To?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah. Actually, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
My different tiers. No, but yeah. I will say maybe there is a little bit of the commercial stuff too, where like maybe another Johnnie To movie he would have just like shown some exposition like with 3 or 4 shots, and it's one that like we're actually getting long scenes of them talking and stuff. But
there's not that many scenes honestly of them just talking. It's still done mostly visually, I think.
I'll point some out maybe, but
Maybe.
yeah. No, overall I still liked it too. Like I think the kind of like film within a film thing, like Lucas said, it's hard to. If you do it well, it's hard to miss. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if I say if you do it well,
Yeah,
it's like contradiction.
Yeah.
But yeah, like some of the best films, I guess, have this kind of feature to them.
Yeah.
Like even just like there's just like one shot where he's like, you know, when he's like doing the ad with the Pepsi commercial.
Oh,
and
yes,
he's flying
dude.
there. I just thought of like Intervista.
No, the entire Pepsi.
Honestly, I think that kind of subject matter attracts us a lot because if you're like, it attracts you more if you're a cinephile.
That's definitely true.
Like it's like more, I guess, like relatable. I guess
Yeah.
it's it the best
Well, I mean,
way? Or,
like cinephiles obviously interested in why they watch films.
Yeah,
That's probably why you're calling yourself
yeah.
a cinephile versus someone that just says, "Oh, I like movies and I like music or something."
Yeah. Like we're a little insane about it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and so like movies that are kind of about that in a way.
Yeah.
Especially like this one is even more directly like I think you could say even almost a defense for rom-coms and just like melodrama almost. Honestly, even more than rom-com, like for a defense for melodrama because like
Yeah.
the movie he makes is a melodrama. Like what like changes her mind, But yeah, I guess like that theme it's gonna attract people like us. Because I know like we all like Day for Night too, right?
Yeah.
Truffaut.
A lot of people
Like-
don't like that, which
I know like
Interesting.
Dart hates that one. But-
no, a lot of people that I just like follow too. Just
Yeah,
like, hates
yeah.
it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like even people like Truffaut.
It's too fun.
It's too
Yeah, I
fun.
guess so.
It is kind of a light movie.
Yeah. Although is Truffaut a light director? No, that's me. I don't know enough about it. That was backhanded. I don't know enough about Truffaut. Sorry.
I'm gonna let you drown your own.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah.
But what about you? Is this one of your top tiers?
Yeah, no, it's in my top tier for sure. I do think this is one of his best. I think, like I said before, one reason I think that is like I honestly think it's just one of the better romantic movies that I've seen, just because it handles death very well and actually discusses death and has it in the movie very prominently, and like what it actually means in real life, kind of like it just handles death in a very realistic
Sounds
manner.
like you need to watch Three Comrades by Frank Borzage. Give you another one of those.
I mean, that would be a good list of like movies about death that are,
Yeah. And maybe
rom-coms about that.
especially rom-coms
Yeah.
or. That's where it's like I mentioned the melodrama too, where it's like this feels like also it has the melodramatic
Yeah.
elements too,
No, it
'Cause,
does.
yeah,
It definitely
because
does.
Three Comrades about like these like three.
opposed to just like pure rom-com anyway.
It's like these three soldiers who like all are like in love with this like dying girl.
Mm.
So it's like.
I mean, I thought about this while I was watching too. The rewatch I had. Running on Karma also has like death related to the forest, like
It does.
people like basically going to die in the forest, which I thought was kind of interesting, like how he kind
Or
of sees the
getting
forest.
lost in the
Yeah, getting
forest.
lost and then like kind of die. Like, I guess that you could depending on how you read it, if he dies or
I mean, he
not
does.
dies. Like,
He does.
she dies. She dies in the forest anyway. So, I'm talking about Running on Karma.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, she does. She's definitely dead. Right?
Yeah. I'm not like maybe he dies or not depending on how you read it, but no, but yeah, this one like the husband obviously definitely dies. Even though you could say kind of does he die? Because in the film within the film he's alive, and if this film that we're watching is still a film, that's only one version. That's kind of like what makes the films interesting, like the kind of projection we do. Maybe the romanticization.
Yeah.
But is there anything specific that stands out to you about why you like this one? Like even compared to Don't Go Break My Heart?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. Well, I mean, I love Don't Go Breaking My Heart
Yeah,
too. It's an amazing movie as well. But no, this one. I mean, the characterizations, like you said earlier, I do think the characters just. This is the best characters in his rom-coms. I think like his most well fleshed out characters. I would say. His most memorable too. I would also say. Which that's a huge thing for Johhnie To. He loves memorable characters. He says that a lot. But I had the similar experience of you, where I think I even had my Letterboxd review, like, I wasn't loving it the first half until the credits rolled, which was the script reading part. Like, it was just more so a normal type of love story that I had kind of seen before, of like, this woman who lost a husband falls in love with like this big time star or whatever. Like we see this in movies a lot, and the big time star falls for her, which is the more surprising thing you could say, I guess. But as with like most Johhnie To movies, once I saw like kind of what the movie was about, I don't know, it just made it like so much better, and it made me really excited to rewatch it, because rewatching it, I did view the first part as just a movie in itself, like the actual movie that he created. Like that's how I viewed the first part of the movie. This time watching it, but I just love how Johhnie To handles, like I said, in Don't Go Breaking My Heart, the way to like overcome your mindset at like certain moments in your life, especially if it's like if you're like depressed. Like a lot of his movies are just like about how to overcome that, and I think that's just really beautiful in a filmmaker. Like he makes humanist stories. Like I think he said in that Stephen Tao interview, like those are the type of movies that he's making, is like humanist movies. Like that's what he's going for. That's a very Kurosawa type thing, you know. I don't know, which is obviously he's trying to emulate, but I just love that he's kind of like that. Like he has this romance in him, even though like he's most well known for these like very violent crimes against humanity, basically, that men commit. So I don't know. It's crazy that he has this side to him. Is all I'm saying.
No,
like that he can just go in and make one of the best romantic movies that I've seen. So.
Also, I think even like to go what you're saying, like also the theme of like Louis Ko's character specifically, like even making a movie to kind of help her and help himself.
Yes, exactly.
You know, get it, like even using this kind of idea of like to go back to this theme of like Luke said of why we maybe like films that are about filmmaking. I mean, they're about all types of things, but this is one example of like people like use films to kind of work up their own problems in their own life, you know, and like project their own things that are going on to the film. But then filmmakers also do that, you know, and so like this kind of merging of like the film really does this kind of merging of fiction and reality the same way like filmmakers want you to do, you know.
It does.
But yeah, it's I do think like that kind of humanism you're talking about with Johnnie To really shines through, even maybe like even more in his rom-coms than his like kind of a genre was in a way, because he's making more unlikable characters sometimes in at least some of the genre ones, depending on which ones, like Election and stuff.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Even in PTU. But yeah, that's what like even like this one has more of the mission moments, like kind of just the hangout moments, I guess. You could say.
Definitely. Like, I mean, the entire movie is just kind of a hangout movie.
But except for it has the deeper like this, with the death and stuff.
Well, yes.
Like,
once it gets to those parts, yeah. But like the first part of this movie is literally just it's just a hangout movie, you know. Just a couple people trying to get over depression.
I mean, he is like super drunk all the time and stuff, but
only at the very beginning. He gets over that fairly fast. You know? No, I mean we can go on ahead and get into the movie though. So I mean, I do love the way it opens because it's just opening with him, like with Michael Lau, or obviously Louis Ko's character, the famous actor, getting like all of his awards and stuff like that, literally proposing to his girlfriend on live television. Like, this is like, this time watching, I was watching, like I said earlier, this as just its own movie. Like, this is the movie that Louis Ko directed. That's kind of like what I was watching watching this for, or like watching it this time as. And so like, just at starting, like this was just kind of like really funny, honestly. Just like, because we're about to see kind of like how this means almost nothing, like to his actual persona at the end of the day. Because like what he really wants is like love and happiness, kind of. You would say, but yeah, it's just like really quick scenes of him just getting like falling or like proposing to, I think this is Gao Yuanwan, the lead in Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Yeah.
Is his ex-girlfriend in this, but he's proposing to her, like I said, on live TV. She accepts, and then it's just like an immediate like cut to their wedding day, which is also being filmed on live TV as she's leaving him at the altar to go away with the man that she's loved for all of her life, just this random guy from her hometown in the country.
No, I love how like basically like this idea of like I like you might have brought this up before the podcast, but like this idea of even the film we're watching is like a film that Louis co-directed.
Yeah,
you know, because like basically every moment of this feels like, even this thing where she's like leaving her and it's supposed to be like a real moment in the movie. We're seeing it through a TV kind of
yes.
a TV news, and it's like filmed very melodramatically. Like she's leaving for like her boyhood love, you know.
Yes.
Like it's still like very film. Like everything is like a film, you know. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's what I like about that. Like even the naturalist moments are like still very romantic, you know, and kind of like stylistic that way.
They are. Well, because this entire opening, like him breaking up, or her breaking up with him on the big screen, is literally just to introduce Sammy Cheng, like her character, because she's the one watching it from her blue truck on the big screen.
Yes,
like just in the middle of this random town. It's a crazy shot. Honestly, I love that shot, but it's just like this is where the movie starts. Like, should we see her introduced here? She's going into the town, getting some supplies to bring back to the motel, And I think that we see Louis Ko just like stumble into her trunk, just drunkenly.
Yeah. I don't know if we actually get a direct shot of it, but it's
I
kind
think
of
it's just
implied,
like, yeah,
he
it's
walks
implied.
by it kind of thing. Or like we're gonna know pretty soon.
Yes, we're gonna know that he got in it, obviously, because she goes back home to the motel, and as she's like pulling in, like as she is looking into the forest, which the forest is obviously a big part of this movie, as we kind of already discussed. But once she gets to the house, we just see Louis stumbling out of the like trunk. She misses him completely because she's like going inside to talk to the other girls or whatever, to the other employees. But we just see Louis just like stumbling out and up into like some of the rooms upstairs. But it cuts to her and just like the introduction to her two employees that she has here. I think their names are Teeny and Beauty. Just to like, those are names like out of like an Oshima movie, honestly.
Like what's the name of the?
Like in House or something.
Wait.
Or Abayashi, sorry, not Oshima.
What are the names of?
Teeny and Beauty.
Yeah, I'll say House.
Feels like a house for sure.
Hafsu?
Hafsu?
Why are you smiling so much?
I wanted Luke to get mad.
I'm not. I don't get mad.
The PC check me.
He does get mad at it though.
Yeah,
You got mad on
You're
the
just like a
podcast.
racist. No.
Says the guy that only chooses white directors.
Damn.
Check the stats.
I've chosen. But like we go to
like,
non-series.
You're gonna try to cut top to you because he's like tall or something.
He's French.
That makes it worse, honestly.
He's a minority group.
For people listening, like French makes it worse. It's like more white. It's like,
He's old. Anyway.
Carrying on.
do you know who your next pick is gonna be?
This guy.
See, you're like trying to pressure me to like say. Like,
I was just wondering. Sometimes you know.
You want like a no.
Alright, back to
Back to the movie. No, this scene is just basically introducing that Michael is in town, because that's what the two girls are watching on the news, so... it cuts after this, though, to just the women putting up signs next to the forest saying, like, warning people from entering it because it's easy to get lost in there. Whenever they return home, we have just this amazing scene of, like, Sammy thinking for a split second that her husband came home. Because Louis is drunkenly wandered into her room and laid down and gone to bed. He then like wakes up and starts drinking her husband's alcohol, just lays it with the top off and everything, and just like walks out. And whenever Sammy walks in, she sees his footprints, she sees like the bed, she sees the drink and everything, and she thinks that her husband has come home. And as she's like walking out, we just hear the piano playing. And we just see Louis Ko through the door, kind of like watching with Sammy Shin, him play this piece on the piano that we've heard. Or I don't know if you've heard it yet. This might be the first time that we're hearing it, but it's going to be from one of the movies that we'll be watching, I guess, or one of the like various movies that will be brought up in this that he has been in. So, but this is just like one of the reasons why I said this is just a very visual movie, because this is all like she's just watching, like nothing's happening, like no one's like saying anything, like she's just like we're just supposed to infer. At least, like on a first watch, you might be confused, but on a second watch, you know exactly what she's thinking at this moment. Like, but yeah, like they end up saving him though, because he does like walk into one of the springs and starts to like drowning there. And
well, that's when they first like actually meet, because she thinks it's like her husband, and then she realizes it's not.
Yeah, she thinks it's her husband. Calls for the two of them to like help her get him out. And
that's where it's like it's more like this is where it's like more almost like melodrama than just like comedy, because it's like kind of depressing. Like
it definitely is. Like I don't even know if this has technically a comedy tag on Letterboxd. If you look at it, I think it might be just romance and drama.
Yeah,
which would make sense. It is funny though too.
I mean, yeah, it's got some of those moments.
I mean, the scene with the doctor is kind of one of those funny moments.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, I mean, it's also, like, a very sweet scene of just, like, her protecting his image, you would say. Or just, like, protecting the actor's right to have a personal life. Because it's just, like, her employees and then the doctor are all taking pictures of themselves with him while he's unconscious. And she just forces them to delete all of them.
It's funny because the doctor tells, like, her assistant not to, or someone not to.
Yeah.
And the doctor tries to sneak one in, like, it's funny.
Freaking doctors, man. She's like, it's just for the patient's records. But the shot the next morning is one of my favorite shots in the movie. where he wakes up from his drunken stupor to just the cow in his window. I don't know if you remember that. Just the cow with the bell on. He's just like staring right at
honestly,
him.
I like
window.
that
It's
shot
an
too.
amazing shot.
No, because I kind of put my notes too. Like most of this movie so far has been really dark, and him waking up is like the first time like we get bright. Like basically him waking up is kind of the experience we get watching of like darkness, and all of a sudden now he's waking up like out of now he's not drunk. He's like realizing where he is. We get this like great shot of the forest like when he walks out.
So
it's like
good.
it's kind of like supposed to surprise you like. If he was drunk, like he's like in this totally new place now, like with cows fucking waking him up.
It's amazing. It kind of reminds me. I think it also reminds me of Chaplin one too. Doesn't
I can see
Sunnyside
that.
have this?
I can see that.
I mean, doesn't Sunnyside have this?
Sunnyside has like that cow inside the house
Okay.
that comes in at one point.
Could remind me of Buster too, I guess.
Yeah, they've got these little moments like that.
But yeah, you already mentioned the shot of him walking out and just the trees all around is fucking awesome. Really scenic shots. But it is a funny / depressing scene next because he kind of like convinces the two girls that work there, Teeny and Beauty, to give him alcohol whenever they're most definitely not supposed to. Because it's played as a joke, like as just like as a gag, but it is like really, really dark.
I mean, yeah, he's like manipulating them basically.
I mean, well, he's manipulating them, but it's also just like they're literally like allowing him to like basically kill himself. I don't know, but it's also like really funny because he is just like taking shots and then just immediately hitting oxygen.
That's where it's
like,
more of like a rom-com to me because like the music and stuff is really doing like it's sentimental. Like he's not gonna kill himself, or it's like more upbeat. If I remember, like, I mean that's important because like that like you're saying like yeah technically it could be dark like the way he's drinking and stuff and like he goes and basically drives right after.
Yep.
But, like the way the music is treating it, like it's not that kind of movie. He's not gonna.
No, he's using the tropes. He's using the tropes well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it is also kind of a running joke in the movie that he crashes everything he uses. Though
it is
like the truck, and then he like crashes the bike later.
Well, he crashes all of her husband's belongings. Basically.
Yeah, so he basically like, destroys his piano after they get drunk.
It's an amazing scene. Yeah. So. I mean, the thing that leads him to driving the truck is he sees the news broadcast that Yao is giving up acting because she doesn't want her one true love basically to face like this criticism that they've been facing for leaving him at the altar. It's kind of just crazy because it's just like
I mean, because first of all, it's like kind of crazy. Like this guy has to keep reliving this shit live on TV too. It's like
he's that big of a star, but it's also just like this ridiculous thing to say about like fandom that they will literally do this for someone. Yeah. Like, can you imagine the hate if Travis Kelce ever divorces Taylor Swift? Like the amount of hate he's getting.
And like if he was like, I'm going back to my high school sweetheart or something.
Exactly. Like she would maybe murder him. Or like one of the fans might at the very least, but
that's why it'd have to be a woman do it to a guy. It'd probably be more okay. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what I actually like about this movie, though. Like, maybe you could say she's like... It hasn't actually shown her in a bad light at all. You could say maybe what she's doing is wrong to him, because, like, she left him at the altar and stuff.
Oh, she
But, like, it kind of treats her as, like, a good person later on. Like, when we see them, like, working, like, oh, they're actually working hard at this place, you know? Like, they actually have a good relationship. Like, it's kind
this
of
is true love.
Yeah, it's actually working, you know? Like,
yeah.
They're almost like an old married couple or something, but...
They're happy.
Yeah, kind So, like, I kind of like that part, too, where he, like, comes back and sees them like that. That's
me too.
Instead of just being, like, she's, like, a villain for leaving him at the altar, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
But, yeah, like, at this point in the movie, like, we don't know
we don't know
part.
that.
So, like, we just see her, like, oh, man, of course, she's, like, basically, like, stabbing the knife in harder, basically, live on TV.
By trying to take... I mean, it makes him feel a lot of guilt, for sure, I think, in this scene. Because this is the reason that she's giving up acting, which she wants to... She obviously loves acting, or at least she says that in the press conference. But yeah, that's what leads him to obviously drive the truck and wreck it. But, I mean, the scene of them getting it out is pretty great also. This is one of
the scenes where I'm like, this is way too... This is the class that I'm like, this is too long. Let's, like, get out of here. Like, no, like, for how long he spent... Okay, I put that wrong. But, like, for how long he spent on this scene... Like, for how long it takes him to get out of the mud, and then, like, like, the doctor, we think, is gonna, like, we think she's a bad person. I think it's her sister, isn't it? The doctor.
I don't know
No?
if it's
Okay,
if it's her
maybe not.
sister, but I mean, yeah.
She's like,
we're supposed to think that she's a bad person.
yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm leaving," and then like she comes back later with the.
She's the one that brings up her dead husband.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the bus though. I like the bus scene. Them getting
to me, this one just feels
out.
more just like it has to have like a half a comedy scene in here almost.
A comedy scene.
Because he's not even in it. I don't think
He's not. No, he's passed out.
Yeah.
We do have like.
I guess it's more for the point like she doesn't want to give up the truck.
No, it's definitely
That's
more
why
for
it's
that.
there.
It's more for her not wanting to give up anything from her husband's past because, like the next thing that we see after they get the truck out is those like handymen coming. Well, actually, I guess the next scene that we actually get is a pretty massive scene in the movie before the handymen come because it is Sammy taking care of Louis at night and Louis is just basically becoming the ghost of her dead husband and talking to her. Or it's not like the ghost of her dead husband, obviously, but that's what she thinks that he is because he's saying things pertaining to her exact life at this moment, like.
That's
she's
what
thinking.
we think.
Yeah, that's what.
That's
we
where
think.
like for the first time you're watching it, it's almost like is he saying something supernatural to her?
Yes.
Like almost like a. Ghost
But that's what
thing?
she thinks too. That's what we're supposed to think at this moment.
That's where like this last third of the movie becomes so
Yes.
important because when we learned that what he was saying is like from the movie that
From
he
his
just made.
yeah.
Don't the
My husband's
glasses.
glasses.
So it just adds that another layer of like she's like also projecting, like she thinks it's like her dead husband talking to her via film, like literally film dialogue,
Yeah.
So just another kind of that aspect of the film too, which is kind of crazy. But you don't even know the first time you're watching it.
Yeah, you just think it's supernatural.
You think it's like a supernatural kind of. Like,
It's shot supernatural too.
Yes. No, that's what makes it so great. Even when you think about the scene later.
It is. But yeah, that.
And then, honestly, this is like the kind of like her like biggest like kind of like where we see her actually emotional for the first time too.
Yeah, she goes and like yells at the forest.
Yeah, where she goes and like, really just starts yelling and stuff because she's been kind of like hiding it. You could say.
She definitely has, yeah.
Or been like, yeah. But
Stuffing that emotion deep down.
Yeah, but like this, like one after that, she's like, Twixt can't take it anymore. Almost.
Yeah. But then after that scene of her screaming in the forest, we do get the handyman coming. And this is another of the scenes just kind of like showing her not willing to let go of the past. Because she tells them to like fix the piano the exact way that it was whenever my husband had it. Fix the truck exactly how it was. Like have all the original parts and everything. And Louis just watching it all from a distance. So he does end up telling Sammy after that, like, sorry for everything, and that he's leaving. And then we just get some sweet shots of like him like knocking on her door at night because the bus didn't arrive. And he's like, oh, you were right. Can I stay here again? And then it's just like another repetition of that where he like knocks and says, is there any alcohol that I can have? And she's like, no, go to bed. Just kind of sweet, funny moments. But after that, he's still like very much alcohol deprived and wanting more. And he's like just going around like shaking all the bottles in the inn or whatever, trying to find something. So she just sends him out to go get the new alcohol. And this shot of him like riding into town, or the shot that we see of just the church on the hill is amazing. I love this church.
And the wide shot of just like
of him
on the
riding
road.
down.
Yeah, on the road.
It's
It just
so
is very
good.
peaceful. Like there's
It
no one
is.
else in this fucking town. Like it's just him and this.
This is why you can believe it's like such a good place for him to be just mentally, honestly,
Yes.
for this movie. But
No, because she does tell him like, don't worry, none of the people there will actually bother you. So like
Yeah.
he can kind of be more peaceful, versus like having to worry about the press like bothering him and stuff. As we see like at the end of the movie.
as we'll see later, yeah.
I guess it's literally like a world that kind of like cinema could like create in a way, like.
Yes, and honestly, this scene feels very just like even he's in a movie.
Cause it's almost like a
it's like
Godardian, it's almost like a Godardian view of it, where it's like I think of like how he like he doesn't like Purely Fu, where it's like honestly like a lawlessness, like
honestly just
running
like,
away for
yes,
to like
yes,
a lawless type, where just like I don't know how you.
That one has a forest too, like that they
Yeah.
go to, kind of just escape from the world.
Yeah, just as an escape, basically.
This one also, I don't even know if Godard has like a pastor in any of his movies, but this one makes this one even weirder too, where like it's just like a church he goes to. And there's like no one in this church. That's where he gets the wine from. Like the thing that's happening is almost like movie, like it's very surrealist almost.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
But it's just like played like it's just normal. Like, oh yeah, that's where he goes to get the wine, and then
I love how
there's
the
like no
church
one
is
else
selling
there.
wine. Apparently,
It kind of makes it funny. Like it's like a little
It
maybe
does.
backhand joke. I don't know.
Okay.
Are they selling it, or is he just?
Well, it's maybe just a donation to her. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like that's what he's getting at, but
It's hilarious. Honestly, part of me thinks it's just like Sammy sending him down there so that he like saves himself. Like, I don't know.
But that's where he gets the wine, though.
I know, but like
His
this
pastor
guy's
fucking
so.
gives it to him, or
But
priest,
he's
I
like
guess.
so he's disappointed, Danny. He's looking at him all disappointed.
Yeah, he never talks, does he?
No, he doesn't.
This whole time.
This guy's so down bad though because he like goes out immediately and just like uncorks the
Yes.
wine. It's like forces the drink, just starts drinking. Man, I'm just like,
No, that's
damn.
the funniest
On the
thing.
porch steps, damn.
Like yeah, just pouring glass after glass. That's crazy.
Oh,
That's gonna be me
it's
after
so
the
good.
podcast. No, okay.
Let's see right now. Oh, you don't actually have your
Just
wine.
kidding. I don't
That's
drink.
the-
I'm
You
sober.
do too. Fucking hell.
That's a lie.
That's a big lie.
I would never.
Fibber. But yeah, after this, he crashes the motorcycle as well. So
Yeah.
Literally
This time at
crashes
least it makes
everything.
sense because he's drunk. I mean, I guess he's drunk.
yeah,
the
he was
first
drunk the
time,
first time too.
Alright.
Drunk and altitude sickness. So, but yeah, we get like a quick thing after that. Like he crashed it, and then it's just an immediate cut to like the repairman being there with just like the broken bike in his truck, and Sammy getting repaired. So, I do like the shot of him just chopping wood. And he says the reason he's chopping is because it's keeping his mind off of booze. And then we just get like these two white dudes pull up, and they say, "Hey, can you guys roast this goat for us? We shot it out here." And then she's like, "Oh no, we can't do that." And then Louis over here like, "Yeah, I can do it." Which this kind of leads him back to his real life, or it like opens up the connection, I guess, back to his real life because he does have to call his agent after this.
And he's
figure out how
definitely
to make
playing like the
basting
kind of
sauce.
dichotomy of like,
Oh, definitely.
like the area his agent is in, like this kind of like office
Compared to where he is
Yes,
right now.
Yeah, and he's
I
like,
love his outfit in this.
yes.
I love his outfit.
No,
in
his
this
outfit's
scene.
funny. Like he's
It's
wearing
so
this like
good.
kind of traditional stuff, you know.
It's like, yeah.
He's like roasting something outside. He's like asking for like a recipe.
It's so good. He's like, hey, call a chef that gave. I just need the basting sauce recipe or some shit. I don't even know what basting sauce is.
Yeah, see, that's a good way to use your connections.
That is cooking to impress a woman. But yeah, the scene of him roasting the goat is like just really, really awesome, honestly. But
It's like, what is this kind of hat he's wearing actually?
it's like a bandana or some
Like,
shit.
but it's like
honestly.
almost like a sweater material, you know.
I like it.
There's
But
probably
it's
some,
kind of
like-
fire though.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He looks.
Like, it looks
awesome.
really comfy for the kind of winter weather.
Yeah, I know there's probably some specific name for it.
Yeah, I wish I knew. It was like, damn.
No, this is filmed at like the perfect time of year, honestly, for me personally. Like I love this type of like fall going into winter type feel the movie has. Like just this crispness. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You like it until the wind's blowing at 30 miles per hour and then you really want to kill yourself.
You're like, oh my god, no. I mean, it does do that here in Arkansas every once in a while, actually.
Yeah, and especially when your college campus is on a fucking hill.
But see, your blood's pumping. You don't feel that shit.
No, it's not.
But yeah, after that scene of him like roasting the goat or whatever, we have the handyman returning with all of the shit that Sammy had him fix, and they exactly how she wanted them fixed, obviously, with all their quirks still intact. So we do get like these quick scenes of Louis helping her out just around the motel. We're kind of just seeing their like budding romance, you would say, or a typical budding romance in a typical rom-com, you would say, but. He sees, like, as he's helping her on the roof, just this, like, one random room across the way with his face in it, which is really funny. And he decides to go over and check it out. And he just sees, like, all of this memorabilia from his movies. And he sees her card, her fan club card that just says number 33. So he knows that he's been a fan of her, or she's been a fan of his for a long time.
To me, this is like the first like kind of interesting twist where it's
It
like
is.
not a normal kind of rom-com because you're like, okay, that's all like, because we don't know, like, there's no hints that she's like a super fan of him before.
No,
this.
literally not.
You
She
know?
acts like she hates him.
Yes. So that kind of makes it more interesting too. From that,
Yeah. No, and what makes this entire dynamic just like even more interesting layer is because like if you're believing the real story of this, like, she's in love with Louis first. Like, she loves this image of him as the actor. Her husband, or her eventual husband, is trying to imitate him to make her fall in love with him. And then whenever the actual Louis arrives, she's so in love with her husband, who is trying to imitate Louis, that she doesn't want to be with Louis anymore. Until this moment, whenever she finally, like, buys in that her husband will. I still don't really know how, like, she's definitely falling in love with Louis at this moment, because deep down she knows her husband's dead. So, she thinks it's okay, but I don't know.
No, that's what's interesting. Like, she's kind of a...
But it's just like, yeah, like, she's... Like, he made her fall in love with him because of, like, this image of himself that he portrayed from the movies. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then that's
really
what
cool.
Also the twist of Louis Coe making this movie later on, to me, makes it really interesting. Because then it also does the reverse. Like, what I was saying, filmmakers also take from life to make their films.
Yeah.
Because it's like, first we think... the husband was wanting to be like Louis Coe, right? But then, like, Louis Coe is almost, like, wanting to be like the husband, too. So you have, like, that kind of, like, back and forth going as well, which is kind of interesting. And then, like, you can almost see, like, you can see why she would like both guys, because like, she likes, definitely. An aspect of both of them. No, but yeah, this is, like, kind of the first aspect of this whole, like, kind of movie to movie that we're about to get, you know?
Well, he is definitely acting a lot like how the husband acts whenever we see the flashbacks later, basically.
Yes, that is true.
In this movie, like, leading up to this moment. I actually didn't think about that before, so that was kind of interesting. But I do love this scene. Like, he basically just asks her, like, hey, if I fix this bike, will you go on a ride with me? And she doesn't say anything, so he just, like, fixes the bike, and then he says, let's go on a ride. And they basically just go and chase the sunset together.
And it's filmed like the movie, kind of like,
is.
you know, like the way the husband would have imagined in his head, you know?
Yes. Or the way
or
that
she
we
would
see...
have imagined in his head, like, as if she was watching the movie thinking about him, you know?
Yeah. Well, we get this scene repeated many times, honestly. Like, we get it repeated with the actual husband as well, and then we get repeated again with Louis Coe, so... It's like a few different repetitions, but... It's also a great, just, like, thematic thing to have for a romance movie, like chasing the sunset. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That feels like really like his Motorbiker Island type shit, honestly. Just in terms of just like, I feel like that movie's just like them writing.
But this one is doing it more for the open cliche. It's like playing with the cliche on purpose.
Oh, definitely.
I haven't seen his Motorbike.
It's definitely
seen that one.
Not typical romance.
Yeah.
Then watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
I've seen.
Okay, I shouldn't be the one talking.
I've seen House. I've seen it.
Oh.
I've seen the classic.
Bro. We're gonna kill you.
Pick him for the podcast.
Anyway,
pick him.
I mean, it might be coming.
We decided to remove Danny from Floating Through Film.
pick him for the podcast.
Blake,
that's your next pick.
Blake, you got it?
Damn.
I mean,
that's too Eastern for Luke.
Bro, oh my god, bro. This guy's bullying
right
me
into it.
Wrong part of the Russia divide for you.
Damn.
You know, cinema. There is no nations in cinema. It is all.
Well,
we are one race, and it's the human race.
And it's white to you.
You're just getting rosy. You're getting gaslit, man.
Because that's true, right? Like, of all your picks. I mean, I don't want to do the analysis now.
But I don't see race. They're all just people to me.
So you're saying it's just coincidental?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe it's a subtitle thing or something.
No, because I watch all my English language films in subtitles too. So therefore, it's everywhere. That's what I'm saying. I see them all as one.
We'll talk about this later. I'll have to do some deeper digging on the stats.
That's not going to help you. It's not going to change my answer. Anyway.
At least do Oshima.
I will say, back to the movie, this has one of the most green screen moments of the movie, though. When they're talking, like, at night.
Yeah. I still like it,
fire. It kind of took out me a little bit. It's like, I mean, why did they have to talk outdoor with this fire? Like, because, like, the background is, like, so noticeably CG. Or a green screen.
I think it still looks good, though.
It's not awful, but it's, I don't know. I just noticed it.
I just noticed it. I mean, it is a nice little scene, though.
But this is what he tells her, like, the lines he was speaking to her in a dream.
Was from the movie.
Yeah, so that's why it's important.
It is. And she... maybe she. I don't know if she's seen this movie. Like, at least she says that she might not have because like he ends up telling her like what the story is about.
It would make more sense because she thought that
She
what
thought
she
it
was
was
hearing
real.
was like from her husband. Yeah, so it would make more sense if she hadn't seen the movie.
Yeah, because he just says it's about a story of a husband who died and his wife couldn't let go, and then this makes her like leave, which obviously 'cause she's feeling a lot of emotions at this moment. So
Like even that kind of thing, like that coincidence, makes more sense if you're like the movie we're watching is also the.
it's also a movie. Yeah,
I mean, it is also a movie technically, but like you know what I mean. Yeah,
it's within a movie.
if it's within that same universe.
Yes.
You know. Like even the kind of coincidences of like the Louis Coe doing the same kind of dramatic motorcycle stuff as the first husband did would also make
definitely.
sense, you know. Versus seeing one as real life versus one as a movie, just seeing both as like kind of movies, which they technically are, you know.
We're getting real mad on this one.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm just
it's a
kidding.
very meta movie.
It is. It's awesome.
That's also because it's also very like. Do you think like someone who never had watched like doesn't like meta movies that like they don't want to think while they're watching like they're only watching for escapism. That's why they love rom-coms. You know, if they watch this, could they get something? Would they like it, or would they watch it and be like they see that twist and like oh that's what kind of got bad. You know, like after starting to metatextual and like
Here's the thing: is the subtitles an issue? First of all.
No, we'll say no. They watch Korean rom-coms and stuff too. Like,
Okay.
actually, a lot of people watch like all like rom-coms from like those are pretty popular right now.
They are.
Korean, even Japan and stuff. But
I don't know. Like, I definitely maybe it can be off-putting maybe to some people.
that's why I'm curious. I don't know. Like,
But
we
I
have
don't
to run
know,
this
though.
experiment on someone.
I still think
Maybe we need to do this experiment on Brady.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
try to
Yeah,
watch
get your
it,
brother.
okay.
Yeah, get your brother to watch this, please.
See if he likes it.
Maybe do this one first.
Because I think he'd like
this
it.
is our
I think
our
you'd
new
like
series
it.
FTF
Because
experiment.
to me, it's like, but like, could
That's
someone
your
be like,
philosophy.
like I'm gonna mention all these meta stuff, and like they're like, oh, that's just too much. You know, I just want pure escapism.
Because I think it works as pure escapism.
That's
too,
what I'm
though.
wondering. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
and
yeah,
I don't want to say
movie could
escapism
be
is a bad
anything you
thing.
want,
I'm just
really.
saying like they want the kind of flatness of it, you know, versus like all these kind of deep like meaning.
But you don't have to think about it. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Movies
I
can
don't
be
think
anything you want, really.
I don't think you have to.
You can
Either.
read a movie on any level. I mean, I feel like we've talked about this too like, before. Anytime.
To me, this is one difference between like an art film though. Is like a good art film, you basically have to read like that because there's no like it's the later films anyway. Even like Breathless, really. But, like even from the beginning, there's no like even kind of commercial underlying film.
Yeah.
Really, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh,
Maybe-
you can enjoy it on a commercial.
Like the only one that
That's-
maybe might be is like Band of Outsiders at points, but like.
No, that's why I love the Tarantino quote.
Yeah, that's my worst. Yeah. I saw that resurface on Twitter this week. Yeah.
It always resurfaces.
I mean, yeah. But
It never makes
great.
me.
It's hilarious.
That would just like break my heart if I did like.
well, Tarantino doesn't like. Or I wonder if Tarantino, because you remember how he
It
said
must
like,
have been no. He's salty after. Like,
no, and that's why he said like, oh, I outgrew
Yeah.
him or whatever. Like, yeah, that's definitely why, bro. Like,
Yeah, Tarantino saying he outgrew. That's just one of the craziest things ever.
like, goddamn.
I'm trying to I forgot what analogy I used on Twitter one time, but I'm trying to think of another example.
Yeah.
I mean, back to the movie, I
Back to the
guess.
Wait,
It'd be like
did you
like
read the quote?
it'd be like Benson Boone saying he outgrew like Michael Jackson or something.
Would you want to read the quote?
What?
The
Read it.
dark
Oh
quote?
yeah.
I think his work is null. He chose the title of one of my worst films to name his production company. His work doesn't interest me at all. Like you would say in the 18th century, he is a knave? It's Knave. I don't know what that means.
a knave.
I'll look it
Yeah.
A pathetic boy, but well enough if he
That's
is
what it
happy.
is.
Back then we hated those kinds of people, but not anymore. We let them go.
It means a dishonest or unscrupulous man,
Okay.
or a jack.
He is a dishonest man.
He played a knave and won a trick.
Yeah, and after that he's like, it's like
A deceitful fellow, a boy servant.
it's like in
a male
it's
servant.
like
I think of Tarantino like reading that like that scene in The Incredibles.
where like yeah like
Because he's
they're
like, oh
heroes.
yeah, we're doing the exact same things in our movies. Like, even though I can't like, I kind of like, especially Tarantino's earlier movies. I like, but I'm not hating. It's just like him saying.
My
like,
two favorite Tarantinos are probably Inglourious Basterds and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The rest are kind of like whatever. But I haven't watched them in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long
It's
time.
been a while for me.
But like going back,
Well, we'll be coming back to him.
When?
Luke will probably pick him eventually. He's white.
When we're on our sellout era. When we want to go into our sellout era, maybe.
Oh, I mean, hey, the price is right.
If a venture capitalist firm wants to invest in us, we'll do it. To raise capital.
His production company, Bond Depart, if they invest in us. We just gotta delete this episode.
Yeah.
Wipe the delete.
Wipe the hard drives.
Even though I think he does like Johnnie To, though.
I mean, who doesn't?
It would make sense.
You know? How can you not like Johnnie To though?
I mean, to go back to how we originally got to all this, was I was asking,
Could you like toes? No, I'm joking. That was
this guy.
This guy.
No, but to go back to what I was originally, how we got all this tangent, I was saying, like, could someone, like, who just likes rom-coms without the kind of, like, film within the film aspect of films, like, would they still like this movie too?
Yeah.
Just on that kind of level? Or does it have to have these kind of other, you know, ways of watching the movie to really be enjoyable?
Yeah. I wonder what its box office was.
It was probably popular.
I would assume it was. I mean, his rom-coms usually were. They made most of the money for him. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie continues with the Rangers the next morning coming in with a backpack and asking Sammy if it's her husband's, and she says yes. And I do love the shot of like Louis watching from the kitchen just through the beats. It's like such a good. It's a great shot. But we just get some great shots of the snow falling over the forest as well because winter is moving in. And then the Rangers returning and telling her like, "Oh, it's the winter's come on. We can't keep on searching. Like it's too hard now." So she is heavily depressed at this moment. Louis like trying to deliver her soup and everything, and she's not taking it at all. And he just sees her through the window in her room, like just staring at the backpack still. But it's at this moment in the movie where he starts writing a new song. And as he's like kind of like singing it, he kind of falls asleep, and Sammy decides to run away, and gets in the truck and goes to the forest to like look for her husband by herself. Louis is the only one that like wakes up. I'm pretty sure because he's the only one that chases her, and so this sequence of them in the woods together is also just a great moment in the movie. Like.
It lasted kind of a long time.
It's a long scene of them just wandering around, getting lost in the forest, and getting saved by the villagers, and kind of just like getting saved by the spirit of not giving up hope. You would say, because kind of what makes them both like what makes Louis get up and move again, because he's been singing this song to her as they've been walking, just like this new song that he made, but he kind of like stumbles at one moment and falls down and doesn't really want to get back up. And then she starts singing the song on his back, which makes him get up and keep on walking, trying to get out. And then that's whenever they hear, obviously, the villagers at the entrance to the forest, just with all their instruments. Just a great scene of them just, like, wandering out of there also. But it's mostly, like, there's not a lot of dialogue at all in the scene. It's just them wandering. It's just a lot of feelings that you're feeling. It's just it's a feelings moment. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But after they return, Sammy is now sick, I'm pretty sure, and as she's kind of convalescing in the room, we have the father, or the priest at the piano just playing the song that Louis was just singing, and everyone's sitting there kind of listening to the doctor tell the story of Sammy and her husband now. So we do get like a flashbacks. This is the flashback part of the movie where we're actually seeing them meeting for the first time and kind of how they fell in love. Like it starts with him just seeing her for the first time, like riding a bike really happily and taking pictures of just these cows, which is really cute. But it's a scene of both of them kind of just like literally falling for each other, you would say, because he falls like while hanging aside, just looking at her, and then she falls also off the bike, and he takes her back to the house, and this is kind of where they meet for the first time, you would say, for real, because whenever he takes her back to the hotel, she likes it so much there that she just decides to start working.
I will say, like, I don't even know if, like, this movie, like, it just gives me this thought because we've been talking about this context, but like we've also talked about this on various episodes of the podcast, is how like when you recall like a memory or something, that's also like a film in a way too. So even it has that kind of element too. Like the way she's recalling this is very filmic like
it is.
You know, the way you like they fall for each other literally, like, you know how they do in films and stuff like that. and just like even reliving the stuff as we're gonna see like with the kind of motorcycle moments, like
Yes.
those are exact moments, like these kind of film moments, that she's recalling like a memory. But I've also like that about cinema too, is like a way of like recalling memories.
It is just like kind of like the highlights, you would say, almost.
Yeah. I
At
mean,
least
that's how memories work in a way,
Yeah.
like how we experience them, or like highlights of our life. Yeah, especially the way she's recalling, like especially if it's someone like who you've lost or something.
Yes.
The way you think about them.
Yeah. I mean, I love these scenes. Like, it's shot very warmly too. Like I kind of like it. It's kind of like a rom-com, I guess you could say. But
Especially like
very romantically.
Especially with the contrast of like how long they were in the forest before, like
Yes.
how dark those scenes were, and then like that's when he asked someone in, I forget who asked.
It's
like,
the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, he asked the doctor what happened, and that's when we get these kind of bright scenes of the
Yeah.
flashback.
Yeah, I do love this one. Like, I'm pretty sure the first visit that she has there, maybe it's the second visit after he says bye-bye the first time, because he says bye like 3 times, and every time he says bye to her, it's just like literally just like bye-bye. Like, he's so depressed. But it's one of the years that she comes here to work, he takes her to the movie theater, like, because she misses the bus, and she forces him to take her in the blue truck to the cinema, so that she can watch the newest Michael Lau picture, or the newest Louis Ko picture. The shots of them in the cinema are just really good, because that's where he's like, even though he's already kind of fallen in love with her, he's like falling in love with her like in a different way here. Like, because at this moment he's kind of like seeing how he can maybe win her over too.
Well, he's doing
seeing
the
what
same
she
thing.
loves.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's seeing what she loves, like
Yeah.
through cinema, basically, like what she kind of idealizes in a guy.
Yeah.
And then he starts copying her. That's why I was saying it kind of makes it interesting later when Louis Ko also makes a movie about this guy, because then he's
Yes.
copying him, originally copying
him.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Damn, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. It's like it has all these different layers to it just by adding these kind of reframing devices and stuff.
It is.
And yeah, the idea of like filmmakers also taken from life, to put in their films.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and film has been doing this for so long. I mean, we literally did this with
Yeah.
Buster Keaton, with Sherlock Jr.
Yes, honestly, yeah.
Just like
there's
this
like
projection
there's so
of
many
life.
movies that made me think of like, I mean, I had some in my later, like when we're at the movie theater scene, like it also made me think of B vs. V
Okay.
when she's
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
the like
When she's
Jonah
watching
passionate
it,
over,
yeah.
kind of like putting herself in that position. Especially when it cuts back to her when she's like kind of crying with the as she's watching, Yeah, there's a lot of good movies like that.
There are. But yeah.
Or actually, are there a lot, or are we just remembering all the good ones? But
I mean, we probably are just.
There's a lot of them that we love.
I think there's something too, like we're more likely to watch this, like this subject with this subject matter versus
Definitely.
like.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Yeah, that's what I was saying, because we're like, we're obsessive cinephiles. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Not you though. Hate movies.
We're at the moment temporarily.
He's taking a break, man. We
No,
all
I'm
need a
kidding,
break
I'm
every
kidding.
once in a
No,
while.
Yeah. You're totally kidding, bro. Yeah.
Making you feel good.
He's like, let's just not turn this into an extended period, Luke.
It's already exciting, bro.
That's true.
So the big thing that happens in these flashbacks is the last year that she is here from college, because she's obviously about to graduate. She tells him that she's leaving, and he just says bye again. And as she's leaving, one of the old farmers asks her, "Oh, did he play the song for you?" And she's like, "What song?" And the farmer's just like, "Oh, he had me teach him a song on a piano that this guy in the movies played or whatever. And he's been practicing it for a year for you." And so she just like runs back to the motel and sees him playing the song in there. And it's a very sweet moment, kind of a reenactment as we've already seen of before, where I think, I guess we might have missed the him riding on the motorcycle, or is that like after this also?
I think it's right after that.
Okay. Yeah, because after she sees him on the with the piano, she also like cuts to watching him watching him try to learn how to ride a motorcycle
Yes.
as well. So, which it's kind of like Johnnie To's been air cutting this with just the present day as well, with Louis Ko just listening to the doctor tell her story. And whenever they're talking about the motorcycle, it's cut with like the handyman or whatever that's been there. He's like, yeah, he was really bad at riding a motorcycle. The only thing he had was like persistence. He was like, he had no talent, but after he successfully, you would say, masters a motorcycle enough to ride with someone, they decide to chase the sunset together, which is another reenactment, as we already said from before, whenever Louis and her did at the beginning of the movie. But after that scene, it's just this kind of a great scene of them also getting in a wreck on a motorcycle, and this wreck kind of just leading them to want to get married immediately, you would say, because it's like a quick shot of them, just like the picture of them after they're married and they're like in their casts and everything, which is really cute. I don't know, like they literally didn't wait at all to get married. But after that, the flashbacks kind of ends, and we have the doctor kind of give the story of basically the last day that they were together. I guess the flashbacks don't end, but it's the doctor just kind of like retelling the story of the last day that they were together. Because it's this little boy runs in and just says that his brother has run to the woods chasing a squirrel and he got lost, and so they go and look for him. And it's kind of like it's not really like a long scene, but it's just like a scene of them just like of him just like running in the woods for a little bit before it cuts back to the doctor saying they found the boy's body like a year later, and they have never found Tien's. So we're back at the present now after she says that, and it's Sammy waking up to the piano being played, and she kind of like walks in and sees that Louis has fixed the do re mi keys, and he's like, oh, I actually fixed them this time, don't worry, I'm actually sober. So he's not gonna like wreck it. And I really kind of do love this scene because he's telling her about the song that he wrote and how it was going to be called Missing Notes. And he was trying to find a way to make a song without using the do, re, mi keys. But he said it was impossible because the only notes that kept on coming in that were do, re, mi. And I think I actually wrote it down. He said, ironically, these notes kept popping up in my head. Now the song is mainly do, re, mi. Such is life. We hold dearly to the things we lost until we corner ourselves. And then he tells her that he can unfix the piano if she wants him to, but then it wouldn't really be a piano anymore. And then he's just like, after, he lets her like sit there and think a little bit after he says that, and then he just starts playing the song. And it's the first time I think the song's been played kind of its entirety in this movie. It's an amazing song. I love it. But
I like the way it transitions from like him playing on the piano to like it goes non-diegetic and just starts playing it like as a soundtrack.
Yes. Yeah, because after it does that, I think she starts crying, but then it also cuts to them just riding the motorcycle again. Yeah. Which you don't know if this is like a new scene of them riding the motorcycle together, or if it's just a flashback to whenever they were riding it before. But it could work either way, I guess. I guess it probably is a new one though, because they are going to see a movie. But
yeah, it's like basically like they're about to come back to reality in another way.
Yeah, definitely, because
right after this movie.
I mean, they're going back into the city because you have to go into the city to see a movie, obviously. Yeah. But they do go and see My Husband's Glasses, which I guess you hadn't seen it before. But this is another shot of obviously them in the cinema. Love this shit. But I do have that this is in my note, or I do have in my notes. This is what leads Louis to like returning to his old life, because as they're walking out of the movie theater, people just start recognizing him, and they come up and start asking for autographs. And Sammy literally gets like pushed off to the side as just this mob kind of forms around him, around Louis. His agent ends up coming to kind of save him, I guess, from the mob, and just kind of like shuffles him off into the car. And I kind of just love it because he gives Sammy a card on the way out. And whenever she looks at it later, it just says keep going, because that was the big thing from My Husband's Glasses, that the husband left for his wife was a note on her hand that just said keep going, which is also really sweet. But after this, we get. I think we get maybe a press conference where Sammy is watching from the motel of the people asking Louis, like, kind of where he was, if he has any grudges against Wan, his ex, which he does say, no, I have no grudges against her. Like, she did what she thought was right, essentially. And then they ask if he met anyone while he was away, and he just looks at the camera and says, 33.
This is also like everyone's like talking to each other like through press conferences.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It happens a lot in this movie, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, after this we get one of my favorite scenes in the movie, which is just this. It's the product placement scene.
Oh my god!
Like, it's so good. Just an entire Pepsi ad placement just right here in the middle of the movie.
I mean,
it's done so well.
It's kind of aesthetically
it definitely
pleasing.
fits.
It is definitely.
And it's a great shot of
pleasing.
him like floating in the air. Like that's why I was like, this shot reminds me of like when we see Mastriani in Inter Vista.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Where
Honestly,
he's just
it
like in the
does.
air. I don't know. It's got that kind of vibe to him.
Yeah.
I just love how Pepsi is in every single shot of this scene. Like, literally every single cut, there's a new Pepsi product.
Wait, which Johnnie To movie did it end with like right after it's Throwdown, right after the Kurosawa tribute? It's like dedicated.
That's the Gillette ad.
Gillette. It's like a Gillette ad right after
The Red Bull in Exile too, though. You can't forget that.
Okay, that's a great one.
That's a great one.
Damn,
This one's great.
Oh,
I
but
mean-
Michael Bay does it. It's like terrible all of a sudden. All right, Blake, I see you.
I never said that. Why did I say that? That sounds like a Luke thing to say, not me.
I mean, he can be a bit much when he's product placing like the United States military.
That's true. That's true. I agree with Luke on this
It's
one.
more reflective than that.
Actually, it's a metaphor.
No, I'm not gonna defend Bay that way.
Yeah, I was just saying. Guys, this is why the military-industrial complex is good.
Because of Michael Bay, yeah.
I mean, cut that. Damn, Luke, you really think that?
Yo, this guy loves blackmail. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. The big thing in this scene is Sammy has come to watch him. And he tells her to basically, he basically asks if she'll wait for him in the hotel for a couple of days while he's off filming in Taiwan. And she says yes, she agrees to it. And immediately after she says yes and goes to the hotel, we cut to a group of students in the woods coming back to their professor saying, hey, we found something, basically. And it's a shot of them obviously finding Tian's body, or like his skeleton in the woods. And then we get this amazing cut back to Sammy as she's making tea for both her and Louis, because it's been 3 days now, because we're about to see Louis come like walking into the door as well. But she gets a call as she's making the tea, and she doesn't hear anything on it, she just leaves, because it cuts directly after she gets that call to Louis walking into the hotel, walking up to the room, and then not finding her in there, but seeing the tea was made. So he knows that she like just left. They just missed each other. So after that, cuts to Sammy at the police station, receiving the news that they found her husband's body. And this is kind of what I was saying about, like, I love how this movie doesn't just like back away from showing death or from thinking about it or just dwelling in it for a while, because that's all this movie does at this moment now. For the sizable portion of the rest of this movie, it's like dwelling on death and like what it means and how to get over it. And I kind of just love that rom-com. Like, that's something that someone could say is a rom-com. Was willing to do that. Like, I kind of just love that. But after she finds all this out, she does like she sees the last thing that he was holding in his hands was just this picture of her. And this is the reason that she can't be with Louis, because after she's done in the police station, we see Louis walking in and her walking out, and he just tries to give her a hug, and she just tells him to get off. Like, we can't be together.
It's crazy that this guy was like gone for 7 years and just died, or like he died
literally
500 meters away or something.
It's brutal, dude.
7 years is kind of, it feels like a little extreme. Like how the fuck did he survive that long?
He's a wilderness man. He's a wild man.
He's a wilderness man that can survive 7 years but gets lost easily in the forest. Like that he lives in. Like, no, it's definitely more for like the death aspect of her like having to deal with it. You know?
Definitely more for that. Yeah, the feelings that would cause you to know that he was that close.
And like honestly, just the idea of like even after 7 years, it's hard to get over someone. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's why I kind of like the.
There's a movie. I forgot what it's called, but it's like the premise. It's like came out kind of like in the 2010s. It's like about like an old couple, and then like the old lady's like old lover was like who was thought to be dead, like returns, because like apparently he was like frozen in ice or something.
Have we seen this movie?
No, but I remember hearing about it because like a lot of people really like it. It's like something years.
Something years.
Oh, is this the George Miller one?
No.
Years of Longing?
It's
That
not
one?
that one.
3,000 years.
Yeah,
of
3,000
longing.
45 years. 45 years. Yeah, like the body of her first love. Oh yeah, there's just 1 week until it's her 45th wedding anniversary, and then a letter arrives for her husband. The body of his first love. Oh, it's for the husband. The body of his first love has been discovered, frozen and preserved in the icy glaciers of the Swiss Alps. And then so like they like deal with it. 'Cause people like it because the guy Andrew Hay. He is a British filmmaker, so he might not like. That might turn you.
I haven't heard of him.
That might turn you off.
But apparently people think it's good. I just remember hearing about it. Sorry, that just reminded me of it.
You haven't even seen it. I was like, what movie? Like,
No, because it looks interesting. It looks interesting.
I mean,
It's like an interesting premise.
Okay.
Like,
It is an interesting.
Wait, does the husband come back alive? Nice.
think,
Oh, is that
maybe?
I mean, that would be kind of crazy.
I mean, it says that it was preserved in the ice, so
They have like some technology.
could revive it. Who knows?
Yeah.
And this one is like, I don't know if it's ever teased, but I don't know if you ever think this husband's going to come back watching the first time.
I don't know. Oh, it's
You don't
never.
think so?
I don't
like,
think
look,
so.
did you think this husband would come back at the end? Like, oh, he might survive from the forest, and that's why, like, she should. That's why she can't be with this. Because, like, maybe
Honestly, how expected this like turn to a love triangle at some point?
See, exactly.
Crazy.
That's actually a key part of the movie at the first time, because that's where this love triangle actually happens. Is in the film he makes,
Yeah.
where he actually gives her this kind of release that she was wanting. You
Yeah.
know? And that's kind of what makes it interesting. Like, it does become a love triangle through this fictional person that she's been wanting. You know, this husband that is dead, but that she wanted to be alive.
Yeah.
You know, wanting to come back from the dead, basically. You know.
It's like just as good as a person in a way.
Yeah.
She has
At least,
closure.
to think through those thoughts, like
Yeah.
in a way, a
Yeah.
film does, even if it's just a projection. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, it's like the entire ending of this movie is kind of like just her reliving her trauma, like beat for
At
beat,
least
and then
build-
having a
yes.
new ending to it to at least try to help her get over it, kind of. So
And especially like this is where I say like the Johnnie To theme of like the throwdown of like the friendship kind of aspect of. It feels like he even made this film for her. Like, he says he dedicated it to her, but like, he doesn't give him like Louis Ko doesn't give himself in the movie the happy ending with her.
No, yeah,
That's where it's like he gives her the happy ending with her husband that you would think theoretically is his rival, because he's in love with her too. But it's fun. Like in the movie, he gives her the kind of ending she would want,
Yes.
not necessarily he would want. To where it's like almost that he makes the movie for her specifically.
Yeah.
Not even for.
oh definitely, and that's why you could say like she falls for him at the end too.
Yeah, you could say, even though like I that's why I even love this ending, because it's not a
Yeah.
full falling for them. It's more like they're just starting.
Yeah,
Like they're just like the way it just ends is like even the credits roll as they're just like unpacking. They're just like.
that's why I said it
unloading
could
this
just be
truck,
the entire like the movie just ended. Like this is romancing in thin air.
like the movie.
The movie.
I mean, that is the movie then. It was the movie Romancing in Thin Air.
Romancing in Thin Air, written by Louis Ko or written by Michael Lau or whatever his name is in this movie.
No, I know what you're saying.
I mean, I guess we kind of just went over the entire ending.
We did go with
It's
the one
kinda
scene we
crazy,
did
though.
skip though is I mean we've already talked about the scene. We've basically talked about this whole ending.
We
But
have.
when he does go back to the wife, I mean the girlfriend that broke up with him, the
It does.
actress, in this like restaurant, we see they're actually happy kind of as a
Yes,
couple.
no, we should talk about that
Uh,
scene because it's amazing.
It's just like because it's kind of interesting that the first person he chooses to show the script to is also her.
Yes.
In terms of like a closure thing for him as well. The same way she's using the movie as a closure to get over her
Yes.
husband. It's kind of interesting in that way too. And then also casting her in the movie is kind of crazy.
It's amazing. There are
it
a lot
also
of
makes you think of
interesting things.
Go Breaking My Heart because she's the lead in Don't
Yes,
Go Breaking
exactly.
My Heart.
She is.
It has that kind of at a level too with Johnnie
It
To has
does.
with his actresses.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm glad that you brought her up because that's a massive scene in the movie that we need to talk about, or that we needed to talk about. So, I mean, I also love the scenes of him filming the actual movie that we see because I think it is at this moment that he realizes he can't have this death in here.
No, yes, it's almost like this kind of a. I don't even know if Johnnie To was thinking about this, but this is one of my favorite things because we're almost like concluding Johnnie To. One of my favorite aspects is just like the kind of freshness you get with his filming, and one of that is like he doesn't shoot coverage. You know, he only shoots like as he's filming.
Yes,
basically. So this is almost like the director of Johhnie To being like changing the ending as he's filming.
As he's filming, he's like, this isn't right.
Yes,
right.
exactly, and then changing it.
Yeah,
it's like the kind of alive
because the thing that Gao says right before this is, can't it have a happier ending? Yes, and then Louis Ko says, no, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And then as he's watching the actual scene unfold, he's looking at the skeleton, and at least to me, he's like, I have to change this. Like this isn't the way it needs to end.
Yeah. But you don't know he's thinking that before until
no, you don't until you watch it. Until you watch it like she's watching it.
Yeah, it's like I love how he doesn't give that away in terms of like it's just like a shot, you know, where you can tell he's thinking about something, but you only realize later that that's what he was thinking about. You know?
Yeah. And I personally, I love the ending to the movie that he has in this. I love the way that Johnnie To shoots it too, because like she's walking out because she thinks she knows how it's gonna end.
Yes.
And then she just stops on the stairs, and we just see the clouds behind her. Oh, such a good shot.
And this is what I'm saying. Like you get these like scenes of her like bawling in the theater, like where it reminds me of Reva Savie with like the way she's like leaning towards the camera and like it's like just two tears like down her eyes, you know. And then just like the shots of like when she's walking out in the clouds.
Oh, it's so
like
good.
like right when you think the character's gonna die, like the clouds rise up.
Yes.
But it's like in a movie, you know. And then,
but it's like in a movie.
But like it's like framed like her head is like part of this image, basically. You know,
yes.
Like she's like in the foreground and like the screen's just right behind her. So it's like just those are the two things you're seeing.
Yeah. Well, because I don't know if in the scene, like we're about to in the movie that she's watching, like she turns around and starts watching it again. She sees her husband obviously walk out. Then she sees her. Like I don't know if she sees Gao on the screen or if it's her now, because at a certain point in this movie it does change from Gao being the actress in the movie to Sammy being the actress again in this fake movie.
Oh really?
That we're watching on screen, because Sammy hugs her husband at the last shot whenever it's like this is her. This is not.
Oh
Gao.
yeah, you're right.
So it's like she's actually in this fake movie now.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if that was also before or if that was still Gao.
No, it's still it's Gao. Like right here, see, like you can see even it's the same setup, but it's,
okay, yeah.
Like it's basically this is also kind of a filmic thing he's doing, because like you see when you're seeing the over the shoulder shot of Sammy in the foreground, and then Gao's in the background, but then when you only see just the screen, that's when it becomes her. You know?
That's her looking like right at her husband.
It's only just background.
So
There's not a foreground and background. You know.
Yeah.
It just becomes like a flat screen.
It makes it so much more personal too. Like that's that's like
it's that kind of projection. It's that kind of closing is becoming complete almost.
It is
literally.
It makes the ending really hit, honestly.
And then also like the kind of watching and Louis Ko, like his character watching.
Yes, watching. You know, I love it. I love it because she's like she's watching this obviously, and we see Louis Ko walking down the stairs, looking up and like staring right at her, basically in the movie theater, and then she just says thank you.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful moment, but yeah, we already talked about the ending. Obviously, like she goes back to the hotel. Everyone's waiting there for her. It's a beautiful shot of everyone just like turning around when she walks in. But Louis Ko walks out and asks her if she wants to renew her membership. And then we just get a scene of them just unloading everything in the credits roll. And that's the end of Romancing in Thin Air. And the end of Johhnie To.
No, I just have to point out how much I love just kind of how simple this ending is. And it's not like like he leaves the climactic ending for the movie within the movie. You know, that's the big climax. To where like normally like I feel like a more commercial movie maybe would still want to give you that kind of climax of at least they're still gonna kiss in real life. You know, like they're gonna be a happy couple. Versus like they're kind of just barely beginning something now.
Yeah.
You know, they can maybe begin something. You know, I just like this ending too.
No, yeah, I love it. Love this movie. Love this man. Glad that we did it on the podcast finally. But with that, we can go ahead and I guess get into rankings. Yes. Who would like to begin?
I mean, Luke can go first.
I have it ready.
All right.
Granted, this is not a final thing at all because like there's obviously a lot of these I need to rewatch and watch more often, especially these two movies we did this week.
So number 10, Breaking News. Number 9, PTU. Number 8, Running Out of Time. Number 7, Election. Number 6, Running on Karma. God, I can't speak today. Number 5, Throwdown. Number 4, Don't Go Breaking Me Heart or My Heart.
Don't go breaking me heart, man.
Don't go breaking me heart. Don't go breaking me my. Fuck. Don't go breaking my heart. Number 3, Exiled. Number 2, Romancing in Thin Air, and number 1, Sparrow.
Any surprises there? I don't know how.
Number 1, Sparrow.
Election being low.
I'm a Demi boy
being
at heart. I'm a Demi
PTU
boy
being
at heart.
not being 9 was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
But is everything else kind of normal though? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
feel like
similar
you're
to
too low
mine.
on Running Karma and Throwdown.
Okay, I need to rewatch.
It's similar to
Running
mine.
Karma.
Definitely.
Throwdown
two
is like
ones.
number 5. That's good. That's good. It's top half.
Okay, I guess I can go next.
Doing a lot of typing there. Bro.
Doing a lot of
Well, I'm
typing.
typing it for my list on Letterboxd too.
Multitasking.
Yeah. So, and I'm trying to like come up with some new tier lists because I'm like, this is like, it's tough. Like,
You mean your ranking?
yeah, it's a ranking, but it's a tier ranking.
Your 1 through 10
We're still
ranking.
ranking.
It's a more evolved form like that we'll be using in a few thousand years, in the future. But we haven't, a mankind hasn't evolved this type of
we haven't.
tier list.
We're not on your like wavelength,
I
bro. Like,
mean, not my wavelength, just the future's wavelength.
nah, I think you were saying your wavelength, bro.
No, I didn't invent
You
it.
kind of came up with it. What you're kind of implying, like.
But I mean, let me go. So S tier, I'll start with my top. S tier, Running on Karma and Exiled. A tier, Throwdown, Election, Romance in Thin Air. A minus tier, Sparrow. B tier is PTU.
Wait, what's in the B?
Why did you put Sparrow in A minus, not just an A?
Yeah, wait.
No, it's a little less than the other one. That's why I'm
my
like.
God.
And then B minus tier, Breaking News, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Running Out of Time.
Damn, don't go break my heart that low. The other ones I get, but
Yeah. Yeah, I feel comfortable with this. Sparrow, if I watch it a few more times, it might bump up. That's why I had to get that minus one. And
That's just
this guy.
That I feel like that's like a dig it to me.
That's
honestly.
crazy.
That's like a.
Low key,
I wish it
low
was.
key.
But I wasn't thinking of that when I said that. See, that's more like you. That's like you more being a fan of, like a stan of Demi, because like everything's like a Demi shot to you apparently. Like you always have one in
See, you
mind.
still don't understand them. You're not on that wavelength, bro.
I do respect they like Brisson.
That's the only thing you like about him. He liked the director I like. That's the most positive thing I can say about him.
I do need to watch Donkey Skin again. I think I would like that more.
And you need to watch Bay of Angels again, and you need to watch like some of his other movies.
Young Girls of Rochefort.
That too again. Although you probably would
Maybe
still hate
if you
your
start
song
watching
principle.
movies again, maybe.
All right,
If you start watching movies again, I'll watch a Demi that I haven't seen.
that pick.
Which one?
Well, I need to look at them. He's
Oh, what's that American one he did with like Harrison Ford?
Oh, Model Shop. Oh, not Harrison Ford's. Wait.
Oh, that's the one that they wanted him, and then he.
Yeah, I think they wanted.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
Okay, it was someone else. Yeah.
Has the guy from 2001 though.
Yes, that's who they got
Yeah.
instead. Yeah.
That movie's good. You might like it.
Okay. Could be interesting. Remember that was actually one of our early topics was directors in a foreign language.
That was
Actually,
one of our
is-
first topics, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
that we never
Also,
came back
before
to.
you go to your rankings, though, I actually listened to a Johhnie To interview where he said Vengeance was literally an exiled remake for French audiences because the French producer wanted like an exiled remake, basically.
Okay.
But he's like, he
Shot for
said
shot remake
basically they
for the
should be
French.
watched as one movie.
Okay.
So I was like, damn, I gotta rewatch.
I gotta rewatch Vengeance.
because
That's
Exiled
good.
is like, yeah, obviously, like I said, it's like one of his masterpieces. But
It is.
yeah, sorry. Let's hear Blake's list. To
Yeah,
close
no,
this
my
out.
list. I mean, it's not honestly that much different from your guys', I don't think. But my number 10 is Running Out of Time. My number 9 is Breaking News. Number 8 is Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Number 7 is PTU. Number 6 is Election. Number 5 is Running Our Karma. Number 4 is Romancing in Thin Air. 3 is Sparrow. 2 is Exiled. And 1 is Throwdown. But 1 through 4, or 1 through 5 are all S tier for me. Maybe 1 through 6, including Election, damn. But yeah. that will bring our Johnnie To series to a close. Very fun series for me to do personally. Got a lot of FTF rejects that we can do now as well. Also, open that up again.
Yes.
But next week we're going to be starting finally our horror month, and I think Danny is going first.
Okay,
so what are you choosing?
Wait, finally, but it's the 5th of October.
I mean, when it comes out, it'll be like the 12th or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be late.
Well, actually, when it comes out, it'll be the 19th. Right?
Yeah, it'll be late.
No, 12th. Cause
We're recording on
you're
the
right.
12th,
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, in the long run, it's okay.
Yeah,
As long as we have 4 episodes on horror months, it's like it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Damn, if we do 4 episodes, it's gonna go into like November and shit.
That's why I said we can maybe just do 3. It's fine.
And then do another break one or something.
Yeah. Rancho Notorious.
Wait, what's a November? We could do a Thanksgiving
Rancho
movie.
Notorious.
Thanksgiving movie.
Westerns are Thanksgiving, and Rancho Notorious is a Western.
Westerns are Thanksgiving.
Rancho Notorious is not a Thanksgiving movie.
Westerns,
But
are
like
Thanksgiving is a
it's
crazy
like
statement.
it's a Western, which is
Westerns
like,
can be about Thanksgiving for sure.
but it gives like a Thanksgiving type of deal because it's about America and remembering the past. And Thanksgiving is about like the past and shit. Right?
Rancho Notorious is not about remembering the past. I mean, kind of.
But like the Western is, but then it kind it is about remembering. They do remember the past in that movie.
But yeah, then what are we doing next week? My picks.
Unfortunately, not Rancho Notorious.
Ugetsu, Kenji Mitsugu. Basically, both these are both ghost stories. Kenji Michiguchi's Ugetsu, and Francis Ford Coppola's Twixt.
Yeah, we're Dane and I are really getting to the end of our horror
Okay.
knowledge.
No, we're not. No. I was looking up what master.
We're really gonna start reaching now.
Twixt is how is Twixt? You're reaching. Don't put me in your fucking. You're reaching. Last year.
Okay, I'm not talking about Ugetsu. I'm talking about Ugetsu. I'm talking about Ugetsu.
That's a fucking horror movie.
Ugetsu is like, oh, okay, barely.
It's one of the classics. Why?
Hey, at least I have the self-awareness.
Would you say if I picked
If
Kwai-Don, would you have said
if
this?
I picked Ugetsu, I would
Kwai-Don
have
is
been like,
definitely
yeah,
a
I'm
horror
reaching.
If I picked Kwai-Don, would you have said this?
You're starting to get at the end. With
No, because
Kwai-Don.
Ugetsu is also the same.
Ugetsu, no. Kwai-Don's more of a horror movie than
Dude.
Ugetsu.
Wait, so what about gothic, like, kind of horror backgrounds? Like, does that...
Well, Night of the Hunter definitely is what you're thinking of right now, and that was definitely me getting to the end.
Ugetsu
I'm
is-
self-aware about it.
Ugetsu is more of a horror movie than Night of a Hunter, 100%. Also, way more of a horror movie than Peeping Tom. We'll talk about it next week. But...
I need your input.
Have you seen it?
I can't get in the middle of this.
Have you seen it?
What?
Ugetsu?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's been a long time though.
Okay.
I'm just more
We'll talk
self-aware.
about- we'll
I'm
bring
more
it up next
self-aware
week.
that I'm getting to the end of it.
Because I think there's a point to
like,
what you're saying. Like, it's not as a horror movie. We'll talk about it next week, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna stretch. You know that. It's about to go crazy for me.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, this is not a Peeping Tom level stretch. That's all I'll say.
Peeping Tom is a horror, Jason.
Wait, okay,
that's basically a horror.
It's a thriller.
Horror elements.
It's
But at least,
like
you're all kind of right because, like, yeah, obviously, I'm not gonna like. Anyway,
Yes.
But
Anyway,
we're always trying to stretch the limits here. So.
we're always trying to
Especially
push the
me,
envelope
when it
you know?
comes
But these to me, both of these feel clearly horror, especially the
A
Twixt
ghost
one.
story is a horror movie.
Yeah.
It can't. It doesn't
The
have
Story
to
of
be.
Maria and
It doesn't
Juliana
have
horror
to be
movie?
horrifying.
Is the Story of Maria and Juliana a horror movie?
It can be, if you read it that way.
Okay,
See,
see now
is
we're
love
that's
horrifying?
kind of a stretching.
Is love horrifying?
All right.
But alright.
No, yeah. We'll close that. Until next week, we hope to see you floating through the clouds.
感激今天我的戀人，提示我得到過的、主演過的、精彩未滿的遺憾。啦啦啦啦，留下空白未填，才能讓你心走得這樣近。留下那 mirror do re 戀過幻過都能合襯，想怎麼寫只看我心，缺陷留下了一個未填補的身心。mirror do re 代表譯文。So, do re mi so. So do re mi re do re mi re do re mi re do re mi so la. La 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 la， 留下空白未填，才能讓你心走得這樣近。 喺舊年，我接拍咗一個新晉導演第一次拍電影嘅導演嘅戲。呢套戲叫做《流水落花》。我冇諗過《流水落花》竟然會為我帶嚟人生裏面夢寐以求嘅最佳女主角，一個似乎係遲來的春天，但係呢個春天對我嚟講非常之甜，因為我經歷過9次嘅苦，呢個甜嚟得係分外甜。呢部戲裏面，我覺得我睇到好似人生去咗一個好明顯嘅分水嶺。喺個演戲嘅世界裏面，我開始要飾演人哋媽媽嘅角色，做人阿媽。咁甚至以前演2-3年前仲演過一啲角色，啲仔已經係10幾20歲。咁但係開始飾演阿媽，對於呢個人生嘅變化，我非常之坦然咁去面對，因為我覺得呢個就係真實嘅人生。呢個就係真實嘅人生，會不停咁成長，你會年華老去，你會尤其是做完運動啊，為咗沖完涼，當我素顏嘅時候，自己望下塊鏡嘅時候，照得自己好清楚嘅時候，咁當然係好靚啦，我都知道，因為保養得好嘛。咁但係始終望清楚塊鏡，尤其是一啲放大鏡嗰度一望，哇！真係同廿幾30年前，真係同20幾歲、30幾歲已經有一個都幾大嘅分別，幾明顯嘅分別。但係對於呢一個改變，我非常之坦然咁去面對，因為我覺得當你能夠誠實咁面對你自己嘅時候，你就能夠好坦然咁去面對人生，或者面對你身邊嘅人，你唔懼怕側邊嘅人嘅目光。所以我覺得人活到，尤其是而家過咗50歲，我覺得要懂得，尤其是要懂得喺每一個年紀裏面，好好咁擁抱每個階段嘅自己，相當之重要。咁當然大家會覺得，我後生返20年就好啦。咁但係其實喺生命面前，人人都係好公平嘅，即係呢個20幾歲、30幾歲，人人都會經歷到，人人都會經歷過。我哋過咗去嘅，我哋就由佢過咗去。我哋要活在當下，喺每一個年紀都要好好咁擁抱自己，愛惜自己，珍惜每一個年紀嘅自己，真係去好尊重每一個年紀嘅自己。同埋我深信喺每一個年華裏面，都可以活出唔同階段嘅自己，都可以活出一個好好嘅自己。只要自己首先唔好選擇放棄自己。咁流水落花要飾演阿媽。咁與此同時，我喺呢幾年裏面，我都正式踏入自己婚姻嘅殿堂，我有咗自己嘅家庭。你真係好啦，叫啱我。呢啲街市唔知點解啲街市咧，嗰啲菜販咧或者啲魚販叫我做鄭太喎，有時唔知係咪鄭小姐好心啊？連我下面啲看更有時都仲係嗌緊我阿鄭太喎，唔知點解，我都唔知點澄清。都住咗咁多年，都仲係嗌緊我鄭太，我是但啦，我認咗佢算啦。咁呢幾年都走進自己嘅婚姻嘅殿堂啦，咁可以話喺婚姻裏面，我自己都成長咗好多。咁我都覺得婚姻嘅世界裏面，讓我生活得更加着地，即係唔似好似以前咁離地。因為我結咗婚之後，我開始會真係上網學下煮餸啊，我會開始真係去街市買餸啊，個人好似活得更加踏實，更加成長喺整個婚姻嘅歷程裏面。我覺得都係一個學習，都係一個成長。咁所以喺度，除咗要好多謝流水落花之外，亦都好多謝自己呢一份嘅成長。咁同埋今日其實呢13場演唱會，我睇到其實坐喺度嘅觀眾真係比起幾年前嗰啲年紀都真係大家都大家年過50嘅嗌聲嚟聽下。好似陰滋滋唔係好敢嗌出嚟咁啊！做咩啫？嗌咪嗌咯！咁啊嘛，50要擁抱每一個階段自己。你睇下我幾 fit，keep 得幾好，係咪先？50幾歲都可以好 fit 噶嘛？可以嗱，今日條腰又有咗啦，23寸半，好誇張。不過食2日嘢即刻暴漲28寸噶啦，即刻啲褲勾著唔落噶啦。咁啊，每一個階段都要擁抱自己，所以無論睇咩年紀，飾演咩角色，我都要好好咁珍惜每一次嘅演出嘅機會。由於我珍惜 呢個演出嘅機會，真係讓我得到呢個獎，咁喺度用呢一隻歌去紀念一下呢套戲同埋呢一個獎，同埋好多謝，因為我覺得咁多個觀眾其實都好似睇住我嘅電影，聽住我嘅歌去長大，可以話係由細到大都啜住我個奶水長大嘅。你睇下我啲奶水要供應咁多人，你明點解我身材咁啦？好攰㗎都。好，送俾你哋有呢一隻流水落花嘅主題曲。